Welcome to the November 19th Charlton Planning Board meeting. Call to order. We have a couple of agenda changes on our documentation here. First was going to be a decommissioning bond with NextEra Energy. They have requested a push to our December 3rd meeting. So that has already been documented. We'll skip over them. The next is submittal requirements.
Our council will be at that meeting too. He was going to be here tonight, but to the change, he confirmed that he will be on December 3rd.
And their council, do we expect them as well? And Mr.
Well,
Nolan?
they're aware of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, our council's going to be here.
Okay.
They also have a new owner. Did you see my email?
Yeah.
So Madison, who's Madison, took over all the NextEra's.
That's why there's all this new news all over.
Oh, it's
Yes.
fine.
Just,
All right. Good.
but it really does seem like it gets more complicated instead of less.
Mhm.
I feel, having read that series of communications, I felt
Yeah.
I'm a little relieved that,
I have a
certainly
headache.
relieved we're not doing it without counsel.
I have a headache reading through those. Yeah. So then we can get on to a much more anticipated review for submittal requirements for a special permit for reduced frontage lots with Mr. Bass.
I think the biggest concern is that we'll have to look at the whole submittal of submitting review for the engineer. Still, the money to escrow for the engineer to review, and the cost of doing all that. So, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Yeah.
And I'm not going to make that decision, so.
No, right?
Yeah, and
Good. Thank you for bringing it, early.
Yeah.
so
What are your suggestions? So,
Right, yeah.
I'm Miko Lassler. I'm from Copper Land Survey, and,
I'm Steve Brissette, the landowner.
Yeah.
and he's the owner applicant of the land. And what we are looking procedural requirements, just like with your site plan review process. Your regs strongly encourage us to come in and have a little discussion.
Yeah.
And if we have anything that we question,
Yeah.
and it's under the board's purview.
Perfect. Thank you.
And this is one of those unique circumstances in that we have property that does not need site plan review because it's a single-family home, or it's a residential lot. So I'll kind of recap. We have the property in question is the remaining land, the large pork chop piece. In 2010, lots were created, lots 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is the remaining land. In the back, there's 24 acres. There's a 60-foot right-of-way or access strip in, and then there's, if you see the dashed lines, this is uplands where the wetlands and the resource areas are. So this area where it says remaining land, that's your upland portion. It's three plus acres.
Yes, it's 3 acres. Then there's another 6 here, another 10 there.
But contiguous, we have an area 300. And if you flip over to the other sheet, this would be the plan that we'd be bringing to you, 81X plan. There's no new lines of division. However, we're stating the reduced frontage requirements, and just the normal standard plan notes that would go with this, just identifying the sources of delineation, no new lines of division, zoning, those sort of items. And the last sheet is the septic system for the property. And the septic system's already been approved. I'm just going to give you a broader view. But from a summary perspective of what's already been done, the parcel exists. We're not seeking new lines of division. We're going to just be going with the 81X plan for the special permit. Conservation has already approved the driveway access in, and it's already in place. Board of Health has already approved the septic permit for this property. What's really remain, and the highway curb cut or the
Yep, I have a
DPW
curb
curb
cut with the
Yeah.
bounds already in
So,
place.
so what we have left is for outstanding is apply for the building permit, but in order to apply for the building permit, we need a special permit to allow a reduced frontage lot for residential development.
And this is a public working railroad, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what we were just kind of looking through with the fee structure and the typical procedures of what your regs require, a reduced frontage lot is a special permit, so $750 filing fee, and we understand there's advertising, postage, a butter notification, all that, the normal bells and whistles that go with that process, and that's clearly defined. But a reduced frontage special permit, the steps, what you need to do, isn't clearly defined, especially when you don't have a site plan review process associated with it. Here, we don't have a site plan that needs to go out, and that's what we're really questioning, is that there's a $2,000 site plan escrow fee and an inspection fee, and it's what are they going to be inspecting? And the building inspector is going to be looking at the building, the Board of Health is looking at the septic, and the conscom's already in process with the driveway.
Because there's no site change.
Yeah.
There's no stormwater associated with it because we're below the threshold, so, and long story short, this wasn't your actual intent, you were gonna just kind of have an agricultural use and barn, and he had permitted to have a septic system. Okay, I'm gonna have my tractor out there, and he's gonna, him and his wife, digging around and just gardening and
Right.
enjoying the property.
Yeah, it's a nice farm.
But
We had a son that just got out of the Army, actually, he was at Fort Carson, at the foot of Pikes Peak.
Yeah, yeah, oh, right.
And he just came home.
Yeah.
And with housing the way it is, we figure this is the best way to get him into a house, is to build a house out there.
And that's, okay, if we got a few extra steps to go through from a permitting standpoint, I'm like, we got almost everything in place. We augmented the septic system design from it was already designed, we just had to quantify.
Shift a few things around to squeeze the house in there, and I got that approval from the Board of Health yesterday, actually.
Yeah. And seeing this has been, parts of it already been pre-approved, conservation. It's questionable if it's really necessary for our peer review engineer to review this all over again, but other departments have already, reviewed with this and approved. Between conservation, the Board of Health, and everything, so it's kind of a little bit redundant in this case.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you. And I see, the double, you were stuck in a
It's
loop
just
there.
one of those, there's always those little gray areas that you fall into,
Yeah.
and the nuance of zoning sometimes,
Yeah,
the
it's
language.
not like crystal clear.
No. And there is no site, this isn't good enough site plan, really. This
Yeah.
is it.
And the Board of Health, from a construction
Yeah.
standpoint, is the septic system plan, is
Yeah.
the juris.
Yeah.
And I know the review engineer's not gonna, the Board of Health's gonna look at the septic, not the review engineer. So, we can set money aside, but it seemed kinda,
Yeah, no, right, yeah.
So I mean,
it's a
highway's
waste of
gonna
money.
approve the driveway, and of course, the building department has to approve all the construction in the house. Health department
We've got
has
the-
to
we've got the
approve
hammerhead there.
actual
Yeah.
installation of the septic system.
Did you say the driveway's in, or?
Yeah,
yeah.
I got an order of conditions to put the
Yeah.
driveway in. We put in the base gravel all the way in, that's
Yeah.
fine. We're waiting for spring to do the final grading on the shoulders,
Right.
seeding. I got a negative determination for building the septic, the well,
Yeah.
putting power in,
Right.
clearing the area,
Yeah.
because it's already been cleared.
Yeah,
So, those things are done, Board of Health done, driveway permits are in place, so.
it's a lot of, it's a long driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It's a lot.
400 feet.
Yeah, you got a lot of poles to set to get in there.
And that's
yeah.
my next biggest
Yeah,
hurdle. You people are small compared to nice with
yeah,
great.
yeah.
As far as hurdles.
Yeah. Hurry up and wait for their.
So, I understand having a special permit for the reduced frontage for a site plan review or engineering work there. Does it make sense for this?
So, I mean, there's the abutter notification process, but the abutter's already been notified for the
Yeah.
order of conditions, so that
Yeah.
they've gone through that process once, so
Yep.
we'll go through it again.
I mean, the reduced frontage lot is going to require a special permit, so.
Correct,
Yeah,
and that's,
yeah.
and
That's
that's,
procedure for that, yep.
and that's state law procedure, mailing, butters, that sort of thing. We weren't questioning that, but it was
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it seems like a redundant
Yeah.
step.
Yep, no, I agree.
Yeah, no need
Is that
for a
the
site
normal
plan.
requirement? I mean, we've done that for,
Well, usually they're not this far along, and they're doing the use-friendly law, maybe a couple, along with something else.
yeah,
This happens to be a standalone
lot that was
use-friendly
constructed.
law that was created a long time ago. So it's already half, like you said, the driveway, a lot of things, maybe it was approved as a use-friendly law.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Actually,
no.
the
No,
plan
they
says
just
it's
said
not,
intended
It says-
it says it's not a buildable lot.
Yeah, until further action by the planning board, which will be the special
Yeah.
permit, so that's what we're here for.
Has
that
has
next-
Kurt looked at it? Kurt,
He's,
I think
He's
first-
aware of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been talking to him because of the
But
Yeah,
agricultural aspect.
You're
and-
gonna have to meet the zoning requirements
Yeah.
no matter what.
just want to make sure that was
Yeah, I've discussed it with him.
okay. There's no concerns on his part.
No, good.
I don't know if we need to vote to waive
Well,
any of the requirements.
I don't think that
just-
there's anything to vote, but I just
I'm
wanted
looking
to
for
I
a vote,
don't-
but if they come in, they
procedurally.
don't have an escrow, for the application, they're trying to get, the planning board going to require them to do it, or they can dispute the application with the
Southern
$750 fee, you have to do the
Yeah.
public notice and
Yep, yeah,
that's
let's go that
that,
route.
yeah, I think we can accept that just with the special permit
Okay.
application.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because this is a good site plan as it is.
Okay, so that's, and there isn't anything like surprising, any.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's well documented, surveyed expertly, I'm sure, so yeah, we're good to worry about it.
Pretty level lot,
Yeah, that portion.
that portion is.
Yeah, you're pretty level in there. And it's
Oh, yeah.
Sandy material, nice.
I got pictures.
Yeah,
Hey, you got pictures of the driveway.
yeah. Hey, your son's gonna love it.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah,
well,
no
thank you for your
problem.
time.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
it to us, yeah. Good luck with it. Thank you, we'll see you, when do you?
I'll get as soon as I get the butter
Yeah.
list from the assessors, I'll try to
Well,
put it back
just
together.
so you know, you may already know, we only have one meeting in December, then we start up again in January.
If I could get it submitted, that'd be great.
Yeah.
At that next meeting.
Okay, good, looking forward to it.
And then I'm assuming that's that A1X plan will be a Mylar then, I'm assuming, because you guys are endorsing that plan. for
Yeah,
recording
yeah,
purposes.
yep, yeah.
Very good.
Thanks,
All right.
Mr. President,
Thank you.
thanks, good night.
Thank you.
Keep going.
Because anyway, it could be ready by the 3rd anyway, so,
Yeah,
rather than posting and everything else.
right, you gotta mail
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about clarifying that, with it.
it. Yeah, that's a little
You
bit.
know, it's
Having
grayer, and like somebody in this case is like, do I really have to do all this,
It's
and
kind of already
whether
done.
it's really necessary or not
Yeah.
in circumstances.
Next on agenda is Gare LLC. We have a bond release request for Jennings Road extension.
Rose was here a couple minutes ago.
And I see he has, we've got a Graves review here in our packet. So it's a phase 2 and a phase 3 documentation. And Graves has come up with some estimates for those, $45,000 for phase 2, $165,000 for phase 3. Looks pretty tied together from, and a recent survey by Graves Engineering on the property to come up with these estimates and wage rates.
Does it, so for phase 2, does it look like the cost went up a little bit? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Looks like this,
it's mainly like things that haven't been done,
okay, it looks like there was an increase in a couple
prices have
of items.
changed, yeah.
On 11/18/24 and 10/15/25.
Was it the detention basin number 2 or something?
Yeah.
Was that triggered some of this?
Yeah, the phase 2, like, we wouldn't be taking any action on, it's gonna be on phase 3.
So he's looking for a reduction on phase 3, but there's nothing on phase 2 right now.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So it's really just the reduction that he's looking for on phase 3. Got it. Yeah.
You're really going to become capacity funds? Wait till you get a
Any comments or questions on that? Other than that, it looks good. We've got well-prepared summary by Graves. We could go back to them with questions, but it looks like a good reduction has been documented here. If none, I'll entertain a motion for reduction of the bond.
I'll make a motion to release funds for phase 3 of Jennings Road Extension subdivision for the amount of $75,042.
And second motion?
Excellent, thanks for the motion. The second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes for reduction of the extension.
Do we need to vote on phase 2 also, or just?
No, 'cause that's an addition, and
Okay.
Mr. Jennings didn't have any
Do we-
question about that, so.
Is that, if it's not a reduction, does that indicate it's an increase in the bond required?
I think it's, yeah, but I think we had talked about that. It wasn't, do we get a check from him? I think it was just, you let that go, you just don't give back
Yeah.
at this point.
Pretty much.
It's weird because it's like you kind of factor in the third, right, instead, but it's
Yeah,
not
it's,
quite fair. and-
Right, right.
it's,
But you can't go on.
Yeah, you say, hey, we want our money back.
It just-
unfortunately, he's in that
Get the money
part of the
back and then
season
get
now
the
where
money.
it's tough to get any of those things done. Asphalt plant's closed down.
Right, so, okay, good, excellent question. Jennings Road. The next on the agenda is a public hearing was scheduled for GM Properties, The Villages, multifamily units on 35 North Main Street. The applicant has requested to be continued until our December 3rd meeting. And I understand they have submitted some changes to their design since our last meeting with them. They're on the desk over there if you want to see them after the meeting. But we won't review that until December 3rd. Next is a public hearing, Fabiola Cesar Esteverni, Ponican Hill definitive subdivision plan modification.
And,
Mr. Chairman,
we're
we
gonna
may need to wait
open
5
the-
minutes for that. That's not scheduled.
We're gonna open the public hearing for that, excuse me, on December 3rd. I've spoken to the applicant, they're aware of that. I mean,
For Ponican Hill?
yeah,
Okay.
the Graves has submitted a report. It's a lengthy report, so I don't know if you're going to be amending the plans before December 3rd, but
So we have to add this to December 3rd.
Well, that's gonna be a busy meeting.
So did they request to move it to December 3rd?
yeah,
Yeah.
And what was the basis of?
Well, yeah, Mike Andrew had anticipated we had time to review it and give him that, at that moment,
Right.
they said, whoa, wait, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he does have his review in here already,
Right.
so. But there's a lot of comments to it. So they're going to respond to these comments
Yeah.
before the December 3rd meeting?
Ah, so that's the name.
Yeah, they're from
So
there.
they-
Yeah,
because this is a long,
There's 50 plus comments from Graves that.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments,
good,
so.
that'll give us, give me a chance.
We opened the hearing tonight, they wouldn't get very far.
Yeah. But it has been posted for tonight for 7:25.
Yeah,
So we have to wait to,
Can we just read
well,
the minutes or something in the
everything else
meantime?
though,
yeah.
since you're not opening it, you don't have to worry about it, but everything else doesn't require,
Yeah.
Sometimes
to wait,
it's
you know,
Yeah.
until. The decommissioning plan is scheduled for 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's really gonna be at the December 3rd meeting when the attorney's here.
Yeah. It's really just the master plan discussion of it.
So we had a couple other things on
Yeah,
other
minutes.
business.
Yeah, well, we have the master plan discussion.
Yeah.
And we have a couple other business where they, people have
Yeah.
requested field
Okay.
changes.
Yeah. All right, in that case, let's, as suggested, let's review the planning board meeting minutes from October 15th. There's a draft in here that requires our review, and then we can suggest any edits or approve them into record, and then we'll resume with the posted public hearing for the Honican Hill. So give that a review, please.
Can I make a motion to accept the planning board meeting minutes for October 15th, 2025? As written.
Thank you for reviewing them. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes accepted into the record. 7:25, we can then continue to the Fabiola Cesar Esteban Honican Hill definitive subdivision plan modification. And we understand that the applicant has requested to postpone the review and opening of this request until our December 3rd, 2025 meeting. So there, we also we have in our hands our engineer's review and comments of the submittal for Honican Hill Estates, the modification. So there are quite a few, and so we will pick this up on the December 3rd, 2025 meeting. This will be continued until then. Do we need a motion? It's simply
No.
continued. Yep, okay.
We'll open the public, we still gotta open the public hearing, but we'll do that December 3rd meeting.
Right. Okay. Then further on the agenda is a master plan discussion and decommissioning plan discussion. Guess we can review the master plan discussion now, if you want to
Well, basically, the planning board got to decide of the applications that we did receive. It's one that the planning board, you have to take a vote that you want to use them as a consultant to the master plan for the planning board.
So it sounds like we have funds to probably fund the whole project now instead of just in the first phase, right? We have 50 for the first phase.
Right.
Yep, with
Yeah,
the
but
grants.
I believe that we're now going to receive some grant money as
Yep.
well.
Yeah, I think that was already
We have
announced
the original
officially.
50, and I think number 100, I believe that's what it is.
It was officially announced, right?
It was officially
How
announced.
do you
Yep.
get, how do we find out about these things? How do those official announcements get made?
I saw it somewhere. I saw it in some press release somewhere.
Yeah, I saw one of our local one of our
Yeah.
politicians
Yeah.
released the news.
Yeah.
but-
Yep.
I mean, it's prepared by, and it was CMRPC actually helped prepare for that grant
Yep.
in hopes that they're going to get the, the lead consultant for the board.
I think we kind of narrowed it down to 2, right? And I
Yeah.
don't remember, I don't have the paperwork in front of me now, but I know it was PRC and there was another.
I didn't even have it.
Did you? I don't have that paperwork.
Well, I have more,
Yeah.
more to see them, but.
I just forgot. Let me check it. Can you let us know what you're here for?
I was here for the Pontiac Estate. Is that done?
Got it. Yeah.
And
So
it's moved to December 3rd?
yeah.
Was there a reason why you didn't get a letter? I know it was scheduled for like in the summer, but then I was told they didn't pay their fee and it had to be rescheduled. Does that not go out for rescheduling?
It doesn't go out for rescheduling. If it was announced here at the meeting, that's the notification
Okay.
process. So it was noticed to all the neighbors at that meeting. That meeting was rescheduled. So as long as it's rescheduled in a public meeting, that serves as notice to the public.
Okay.
So
All right,
December
so it's
3rd is-
moved to December 3rd.
December 3rd.
Okay.
that-
Have you seen any of their submissions?
I saw the one from the summer.
Yeah.
Has it changed since then?
Not as of yet,
But
but
there,
it's probably about to, but we still have the original submission that the name don't change at this point. It's
So-
likely to change as a result of the engineer's review, but we don't have it yet.
okay. So check back next week maybe, or
Yeah, they made a submission, you're correct, in the summer, so they had the overall design on August 27th. But then the most recent addition was October, and they had the hydraulic, stormwater management calculations. So that looks to be like the newest changes.
Yeah.
Which are pretty detailed engineering.
Okay.
But not a change to the
Physical.
Was it
the plan.
Was it met on in a different meeting? I missed, or
I don't think the public hearing has even been opened
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just keep postponing the opening of the public hearing, so it really has not even been open, so the clock hasn't started ticking yet.
okay, okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate doing it.
Appreciate it. Yes.
Hey,
Sorry.
I'm here for long.
Yeah, I
You can look
apologize.
at the
Thanks for
plans.
joining us.
If you
Yeah.
want to.
You can look at the plans and
They submitted them.
I can share.
So the new ones?
Well, it's not any newer.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
the
I
summer
got
one.
pictures of the ones from the summer.
Okay.
All right.
And I've looked through those.
Here's this is public record as well. This is our engineer has released some comments on their review of that. So please, you're welcome to.
Can I take pictures of those?
You can
Yeah,
have it.
I can have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in. I apologize.
No worries.
We don't know. Sometimes if they give us last minute changes, we're
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
You can see we've had like 3 last minute changes. The applicant's just like, well, let's move
So,
this.
Yeah.
So is Barrett,
I
yeah.
have more copies of those if anybody needs them.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Can I have it? I want to go up. I should have brought mine.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
What, you want a copy of each one?
Just do you have
Ones that
mine
you
printed
already
out?
Yeah,
Do you have more
Barrett, CMRPC.
CMRPC and
The other one, Barrett
The other one
and
that
the
we
other
like.
one.
Barrett.
Was it Barrett? I was trying to remember if it was Barrett or Dobson.
And that's
Is it Dobson, Sinclair, or Barrett? Barrett was
Which
the one
one's
that.
from the south? Oh, yeah, it was Barrett, because, yeah, that was down on the South Shore.
Through.
I have notes, right?
That's the one I think you like too.
I think
Pat.
it was-
Yeah.
Because this one's out, this group is in Northampton.
I'll look at my
Florence.
emails.
We've done a lot here too.
Does anybody else want a copy of this?
Yeah, yeah, we may as well, because we can review this and maybe make a decision tonight.
John, you need one?
Yes,
Chairman.
for Barrett, yes, please. And I think
Yeah,
I've
you
got
can
one.
have
for-
I have one for everybody.
Nope, this is
I
perfect.
have
Who's
one.
Yeah.
that?
That's
This is
one-
Barrett,
Mark
and this is
C.
CN, RPC.
And my notes on my phone.
Oh, Billy, you need
Yeah,
one?
please, if you have, thanks. Want to take a few minutes to review them, then we can have an open discussion, and then figure out our ranking process and vote.
You do. Second one. Who you see him, RPC?
I'm all set for them.
You have one of
Yep,
those?
two, yep.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
had
them.
two.
Yeah, one of those things. I didn't bring any of them.
He's from the Donaldson and, excuse me, Blinker, you have that one?
Yeah, I do not have that one off the top. Yep, thank you.
So, yeah.
This is a ticket one.
Must be good there.
So all of these had like a 6-month time frame, right? That's on the resumes and
What's the previous work that Barrett has done for the town?
They haven't done any work for this town, but they've done master plans for several other similar sized towns.
Yeah.
So
They
have
say
some-
it here.
They
Who you
have.
referring to?
Oh,
They did
oh.
some, they did consult something here, right?
It says familiar with Charlton.
Yeah, they
from
did,
last
they
previous
did
work.
another consulting, let me look at my notes, I have,
Okay.
but yeah, they did something else here.
Maybe one of those recent ones. When you say they don't like boilerplate, what does that mean?
They'll pull one off the shelf and change,
Fill in the blanks.
change this town
Okay.
to Charlton.
I thought so too.
If you look at theirs, they're all exactly,
No.
like you can fit them all in the same, it's like they.
That's
fill
what I
in the
said.
blank.
It's, yeah.
They use a template.
The same template. I noticed that in theirs that they say that they're updating our 2000 master plan.
Same RPC's
2008.
how many?
Well, it says, they start out by saying their request for assistance updating its 2000 master plan. And,
2008.
yeah, it should be 2008. And what's this, about 2 years of service? And there seem to be, in other words, there seem to be, we talk about boilerplate, we talk about cutting and pasting, and I see some issues with that.
I mean, they've been around forever, and they've done a million of these things, CMRPC.
Yep, yep.
I'm just, my big issue with them is they're very, is politics, because we went to their training, and it really was a lot about, the political, Massachusetts political realm. They were like, they wanted, like, solar is great, and the housing change, like, I don't want anybody looking at us, let's make us more like Boston, right? I want them looking at us like we're an individual town, Charlton, and these are our needs. We don't need any more solar, right? So when we tell a consulting firm, no, don't put solar in the future, like, we don't want
Yeah,
any more.
they have to follow Boston and what the politicians want us to do, whereas
And they
we
do.
had voted already on things. So
When we went to the training, it was all about that kind of, like, when we went to their, you know how they had that regional training, it really was about more energy, more. It was very,
Yeah.
and politics doesn't have to play, that should have no play in the decisions, the future decisions of
There's a
town.
bit of cluelessness there. I mean, for example, if somebody was wanted to know, had excited look on their face and wanted to know from the people at our table about the reaction to the wonderful new rotary that was put in on Route 20, and you should have seen the faces around
She was
the
really
table.
insulted. I mean, they were insulted when I said, that thing? I hope it saves a lot of lives, 'cause it's horrible. And they're like, oh, but it's beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
they drank the Kool-Aid.
and
I think that's one way of looking
it's
at
not
it.
really a bad, I'm not saying,
Rose-colored
I wanted
glasses.
to-
They're the latest fad, so they, you know.
There's this excitement. If you look at the resumes on the CMPRC, there's an awful lot of young people there, and there's this gung-ho-ness that can be wonderful under some circumstances, but
I
can
tell
also
people
be
they updated
dangerous.
this software, they can
As
draw
you said,
circles now
Kool-Aid.
instead of just straight lines, and then just using every
we want,
feature.
yeah, we look at kind of people that will show up and
Yeah, and I
You
like
get it.
people that
Yeah.
actually
Double right angles.
have bills to pay and taxes if they don't live at home and don't understand what it's like to live in a community and want to have a say in how it develops.
So, yeah. I know CMPRC has been doing it for a long time. I was less than happy with what they did with our previous zoning changes. That just seemed to take, yeah, that just seemed
Yeah,
to take way longer than
I
it
have-
should have been.
Agreed. I don't think they gave us the effort that
Yep.
they should have given us.
I know they lost somebody, you know, right at the beginning of it. It was COVID. There was a lot of excuses. And
Yeah, I mean, after with the resumes of the people who be involved in the match plan are better than what was before, but they didn't give us the, the effort, the $50,000 that they got I don't think they really, and I know COVID played a role in everything,
Yeah.
but still, I don't think we get our money's worth out of that. Let's put it that way.
That was a difficult exercise. I chalk a lot of that up to COVID
Yeah.
and trying to review our bylaws over a Zoom meeting
It was tough.
on a screen.
Yeah, it
It
was
was very
kind of mind
difficult.
numbing. Yeah,
Very
it was very hard to do.
So a lot of that was, I don't think their fault,
Yep.
but it was just the, you know, on the plus side, I think they do have a good awareness of what the state is bringing forward for,
Yeah.
you know, affordable housing and all of that. which
We
is
just want
good.
that pushed here. That's the only.
Yeah,
that's
if
the
they
only,
try to
um,
steer the master plan, for sure, but.
Right.
I mean, I know we'll be in control of it, but
Yeah.
still, just the way things are said manipulate the
Yeah.
way the thought
Yeah.
process works a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I like the Barrett the best because they kept on. They were like they have terminology like practical plans with strong analytics to back them. And, I like that they don't use any templates. And if you look at other things they've done, everything's just different, unique. I honestly didn't look at their resumes. I don't even know what ages or anything else that the key is. Because you talked about like young and exciting, you know, they tend to bring a lot of energy and have new ideas. I didn't even notice that, but I just like that.
Yeah, I kind of like you can get a better review from a private organization than quote unquote another government agency.
Quasi-government.
Yeah.
I mean, Dotson and Flinker has a very thorough task list and a lot of assessment and then a lot of generation of next phases of planning, which I thought was great, and a bunch of references from other towns.
I agree. They were very
Yeah.
pretty. Like I think, like if aesthetically they have the nicest stuff. I just liked. I thought that the Barrett groups was very commonsensical, right? When you looked at any statistics graphs, like it was very easy, not super. I said again, the Dodsons.
Yeah.
Anything they did is just beautiful, but I feel like it's a lot of graphic arts
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Right. It's hard to tell.
Would it be worthwhile to talk to any of the cities that are mentioned here?
When you look at, I mean, I didn't talk to any of them, but I looked. I mean, I went
Yeah.
and kind of looked at their.
Master plan.
Their it seems like Dodson's more into again like landscape architecture. Like they're it just doesn't seem like this is their specialty. Like they're trying to get into it.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about right now?
The Dodson one. I think that they're they. I don't know if they're background is really landscape architecture, but that's what it seems like with a lot of. If you kind of go back and look at some older things, that they
Are you saying that might not be something that would be
I don't-
particularly important to
I don't-
workshop?
I don't. I think that we don't really care how pretty the plan is, as long as it's again
Substance.
between the two. I mean, between CMRPC and Barrett, they have it together. It's more practical.
Yep.
And again, I like the Barrett piece. I feel like we'll get. It'll be customized to us, really customized,
Yeah.
and that I don't know. I just did looked at a lot. I wish I was like these are my notes from like October. So
So with all that, we have people admitting here.
Well, yeah, we have to discuss and.
Yes, good.
I remember the prices were all similar, right?
yeah, guys.
Well,
Yeah, they're all,
CMRPC's
I mean,
has,
they knew that 50 was the cutoff at the time, so they all came in just under 50, you know, so.
Barrett
The
mentioned-
prices, the price that it wasn't, different enough to really think about the price, right? They're all very comparable.
They're all within
So-
$5,000,
yeah, so I mean, that's-
like to $8,000 or so. Yeah, $5,000 to $10,000. So, I mean, looking at Barrett, most of it would be over Zoom. I don't know about the other ones, but I think the initial meeting would be in person, and the rest would be over Zoom. So if that could work. I mean, we've had mixed results with that in the past.
We have to ask them if, I mean, because we would need meetings here, if the public came in, if we, if
Yes.
there's gonna be a series of public meetings, we would need somebody here in
Yep.
person. And that could be a question.
It's a
So
small.
we have, yeah, make sure they're available for a live meeting.
This one says the interviews would be held virtually and span no more than 2 or 3 days. Outreach will help assess how the master plan continues. So.
I mean, interviews with each of the department heads and
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? These aren't, they'll conduct, Great Barring's gonna still conduct those, bringing in the community, having those, sort of everybody sitting in the same room throwing, for ideas and stuff.
Yeah, that's where Dodson definitely calls out the focus group for stakeholders. And it's not only the town committees and boards, but also, business anyone that can solicit business leaders, real estate, developers.
But it still sounds like a majority of that would be online. It would not be in person.
For Dodson.
With Barrett.
Or for Barrett.
With Barry, yeah. With Dodson, it's focus groups on one day, over the course of one day. So
But,
that sounds like
if you're having a meeting with, another board of commission or general public, to do that through Zoom
Yeah.
isn't really,
That would be difficult.
there's no
it would
way.
be difficult to do that and really get a good feeling about it.
Yeah, we'll need to ask that. I mean, we can ask questions. We can
Sure.
even bring both. We can
Yeah.
even bring CMRPC in, or all three of them in if we want, and ask them
Yeah.
questions.
Or just tell them,
Yeah,
if we
before you
wanted
make
this
a final
focus group in
decision.
person, what would that change in your proposal?
I can't imagine not. I mean, that's
Yeah.
we would need. That would need to be in person. You
That has
can't.
to be.
Yeah.
With the community? Like,
Yeah, I'd say the one thing is, it's like, just with the board, it's
Yeah.
like, the other two companies, they, contact me, but again, I say the board still working on it.
Right.
And, but CMRPC said, do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? And I'm like, no, we haven't
Is
done
that right?
anything yet, but. And we do,
We
we
really need to move forward on it, though. That's
Yeah.
I know.
we do.
that's.
I mean, CMRPC has, I hesitate to call it boilerplate. I think they use a proven process because they've done it with so many other towns. Like, they take an assessment, they look at the committee. It's not boilerplate. It is a proven process template, which you would do if you're a good consulting organization, you have a good review and a process, you would follow such a process as that. And boilerplate doesn't mean they're copying and pasting the text. I think it's a boilerplate of the process flow and the sequence of events
That's
that
one
you follow.
thing. It's the resume to the CMRPC employees that would be above the master plan are definitely people that are well more qualified than who handle the zoning bylaws.
Yeah, yeah,
So I gotta give them credit for
yeah.
that.
I think one of them, the CMRPC guy, one is on there who went through our zoning bylaws. I forget his name.
And the person that started it is actually back.
Ron.
Ron's actually back at RPC.
Looking at their sample outline, for example, like all the data that they're looking at, like that is good. This is probably feedback from other towns, like what should we look at? Oh, land use, housing, economic development, natural resources.
And those are all the normal, typical master plans
Yeah,
stuff.
comprehensive stuff. And it's not, that's why it's not boilerplate, that's exactly how you should do it.
So the 50,000 is just going to get us started. That just brings us into less than half of what we need. So that's the initial workshops and the prep and everything else. It looks like stage 2 really gets into the community outreach portion of it. So
Yeah, stage 1 is an assessment, really, just
yeah.
since your last, so what has changed since your last,
Yep.
master plan?
Did Barrett break that out, how they would do that in that proposal?
It looks like it, as your project schedule.
I mean, there's pictures of them doing those meetings and the plan.
Yep.
So they have one, they're offering one in-person public event. And everything else by Zoom.
Just for the price breakdown, the CMPRC was like the first half, first third of it would cover underneath that contract. And then the second part of
Yeah.
it was another 120,000 or so. Right?
29 in stage 1,
Yep. Yeah.
and then 20 in stage 2.
Okay.
And if they get the grant, then this is
Okay, I got you.
100,000.
Gotcha.
So it's 30 and 20,
Okay.
50.
50.
So yeah, 30. It's a little heavier in stage 1.
It sounds like they're
But
going to do.
the workshop, yeah, the workshop is in phase 1, and then they have a second workshop in phase 2. CMRPC
I'm
does.
looking for the page on Barrett and how they break that out. I can't find it.
Barrett's is more, I don't know if
The
Barrett didn't have
price-wise,
a price.
they didn't
one,
have a
just
price
had
one
one
breakout.
price,
Yep.
and then they just have 6 months laid out here. Let me see.
I mean, like this,
So the price, yeah.
the last page.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It's not really even a timeline. It's just what are they doing by month? It's not exactly this.
But that does that cover the full master plan, or is that only the first portion, like
Yeah, yeah.
CMPRC? I mean, that looks like
Final
that covers.
report.
I think this is kind of like this.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're only paying $50,000, or you only
You're
get
not going to get the.
$50,000
the-
versus that, you know.
Okay, so that's why they're not doing as much community out. They're
Yeah.
doing a lot more remote work and
Yeah.
and whatnot.
But task 4 is the final report
You know, so I mean, this is.
for 47, right? 48,000 for Barrett. In 6 months, a full report for 48, where CMRPC is a workshop, but not the final report until phase, stage 2, which is covered by their grant,
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I think the Barrett's is probably the tightest time squeeze on
Yep.
these.
Yep.
And it starts in October too.
Yeah,
that's-
they
that's-
probably
that's-
all
that's-
do.
Well, that's what they were.
That's our fault. That's what
Yeah. So the reason we do master plans is to get a feel for what the direction we're going in.
Yeah, it is. It is to get all the right people in the room to figure out where do you want to be in 5, 10, and even more, because you almost kind of go up to 30, because even though you do a plan every 10 years, you want to be making all the small decisions should be where you want to be with the big, with the master plan. You want to, and all the boards in the town hall, when they make decisions, should
Refer to.
sort of like refer to the master plan and say, do we want to have a gigantic power plant? And was that one of
Do
our
we
big
want
things?
more open space? Do we want to spend
Yeah,
money
tell them
here?
what the town needs and wants in the future, you know. not requiring anything, but we're trying to gear people towards, if you're looking at something, how does it fit into the Charlton?
And that's why you want to have representatives from all
Yeah.
boards. So like recreation right now, we're going, wow, we have $150,000 to spend from Amazon left. We have it in the bank. Like, what are we going to do with it? And I was it CMRPC who did the study? I forget, whatever. There's a recreation study that I haven't even seen. It was kind of done by the select committee, about what the wants and of what they want. So that study, hopefully it'll come out soon. Should be something that's like thought of put in there. Like, the townspeople all filled out the survey and said this is what they want. And this is what we have for open space, and what should we do with that open space? And we have a bunch of land over on Stafford, all the old Lamprey land.
Oh, yeah.
We really, really need recreational fields. Is that something that we want to put in the plan? Is that something that, in the future, looking at the trend of kids being like, do we really need those, all that kind of?
And you need it for like grants then, right? You have to prove you've had a master plan.
They
as
like
part
that
of
you have grants. They like that the grants do like that you can refer that and.
And the master plan helps them with their argument, if they're following, like, within the master plan of, it's just trying to promote more recreation in the future.
Like, how we release
Hiking
land,
trails.
It
like
helps,
people
yeah.
will take their land out of
61A.
and the master plan would say, hey, there's this big idea in here that they want to do X, Y. Wouldn't this land be perfect? Maybe we recommend this kind to the selectmen. Hey, look at the master plan. What do you think? Like, this might be a really good opportunity.
This is what we've been planning for.
Can we buy it?
Yep. That, and it also just steers applicants, and when we see applications for, a big senior center versus, more marijuana
When we get
dispensaries,
that
like, which is a
supermarket.
priority for us? Yeah, supermarket,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is a senior center something, and the plan would say, we want it, but we want it within walking distance. It would have sort of like those guidelines of future. And Route 20 will, water and sewer will be in the pic. Like, people will be in the right room to say, what do we want 20 to look like in 10 years from now? I remember the last master plan, because you were on that. Remember, we talked about, it was all about building up the downtown. We were going to make this the village district.
Yeah, the village
In my
district.
mind, today, right now, I would be able to walk to the bakery and
coffee shop.
coffee,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the heart from
Yeah.
Howlett Lumber, all
Yeah.
that big
And
parcel.
you go to your kids' soccer games, and and then walk to town
you
and
take
grab
you go to
lunch.
lunch after. And you
Garlic
just kind of-
sausage stuff. That wonderful.
And now that the sidewalks are going in, what I'm like, maybe that's something to look at, like, again. And,
So I suggest let's vote on it. We could either do a blind vote or just.
So I just one more comment. If you look at what the process is for some of these, I think Barrett has the shortest timeline,
Yeah.
and it looks like CMRPC and
Dodson,
Dodson.
10 months.
But they have a lot more community outreach and planned meetings for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it looks like
they kind
Because-
of,
it's kind of pushing it all together, and I'm not sure that
Yep.
we're going to get the same quality out of
Yeah.
that.
And I think the
Something to think about.
community outreach is important.
I
If
do
you
too.
don't include the community, people are not going to take it well. They
Yeah,
want to be
for
part
sure.
of the process.
So could part of Barrett's timeline reflect the fact that they're a small organization, can't really afford the personnel to come out and do that? kind of
Yeah, I mean they're
outreach?
from Hingham, and it just may not be.
It's not very
Yeah.
convenient
No, it's not
to get
convenient.
to Hingham.
Well, the other one's Florence, so that's
Uh,
Northampton.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
About an
that's-
hour,
Yeah,
too.
it's about an hour. A little bit more of a direct route than.
Yeah, Dodson was
I-
10,
Hang on.
10 months.
I think with CMRPC, then we just need to make sure that we're just adamant that they're not pushing anybody in any particular
Yeah,
direction.
sure.
I have no
Yeah.
problem. I mean, I do. A consultant. I think yes, it'll be the cookie cutter kind of thing, but we'll have a strong committee, hopefully,
Yeah.
that will kind of say, will lead it. You know, like you just be the, you know, you
The
hold
voice
the
of
mic,
us, not,
right?
not the, because they are
As
quasi-government.
my mother would say.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are a
Yeah.
quasi-government agency, so they get their salary from Boston. So as
Yeah,
long as
right.
we have
And
good
they're
marching
very, yeah,
orders.
they're right. I mean, again, I just don't want politics to play in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
future.
yeah.
But as long as people open their mouths and
I mean, I think they
Yeah,
have a couple of.
we don't want to hear
sites.
about whether it's from the states in general.
Yeah.
We want to
we
know
don't
what.
care.
Well, the
Challenge
advantage
agenda.
of that relationship with the state is that you might have somebody, if they can divorce themselves from the vision that they've inherited from the state and look at how we can deal with it most effectively. In other words, the knowledge of
Yeah.
what's going on, having the finger on the pulse of what's going on.
They do know the town.
State
Yeah.
And I-
might
That's why we
help
got
us
Bill
if
Scanlon.
somebody can say, well, this is the way that you can write your bylaws
Right.
to get around.
Yeah.
In other words, they might be able to help us with some of the
And I,
issues.
I would guess the other towns that they've done, you know, plans for probably have those same requirements, like, oh yeah, hey, we're not Cambridge.
I'm old.
you know,
I voiced my
Right.
opinion very clearly now, so no one's leaving me
Yeah.
or any background. I don't know where I'm going, but I mean,
All right.
I mean, if
I mean, we might have difference of opinion, but that's what a vote is for. We've got 3 contenders here. Like I mentioned, we could either blind vote it or just call out a vote here.
I mean,
and
I mean,
think we'll.
like, I'm surprised that we're not bringing them in to ask them questions. But I mean, do we? I
Talking
mean,
about that.
I mean,
This has been.
Well, we've been kind of
I wish they were-
backburning for a while.
Yeah, it's
We're on the same
So,
page.
but I mean, I think
What's that?
I wish they knew that we had more to spend instead of this. Because I think you're right. The people at the other one are all landscape people. 3 of them have landscape architecture backgrounds.
yeah, and that's what I,
Yeah.
so I don't
and
care
they're
about.
assistant planners.
Is that,
That's
is
the,
that the,
Dodson.
That's
Dodson
Dodson.
Pickler? Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I
whereas-
think they look so pretty. Is that's their comfort
Yeah,
zone.
yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
given more time, they would just add more focus groups and cycles into,
On Barrett.
and more money. I
And
think
Yeah.
they would
discussions.
add
Yeah.
more
I mean,
cycles.
and it's like the money's already added into CMAR. Right? So,
Yeah.
I'd love to, say, can we have, like they have their community and stakeholder engagement.
Right.
Can they add another, can they add? I think there are 3 big ones, right? Is that it's so long ago, but that you pretty much advertise everywhere. You can let the public come in, but we need to have a couple of meetings where we have all, a representative from each of the boards and a couple from the community and a couple businesses
Right,
to
right.
sort of to do that
Yeah.
brainstorming thing.
so
Because you need to kind of do that a couple of times to kind of get it to be, we talked about this, we talked about this,
Yeah.
and here we are.
I see at least 3 workshops, committee and staff meetings for the town, a workshop in month 4, and then another community outreach again, and then actually another one, a second workshop in month 15.
Like, I don't care if all the department heads are getting interviewed on Zoom. I don't care about that. I care about having
Yeah.
a community engagement and having
Sure.
those big meetings.
Yeah.
And
And having them available only by
and
screen.
and having them having them here and having it on being videoed and live streamed and so everybody can kind of be part of it.
So Barrett says that they'll attend 5 planning board meetings, the first one in person, the rest of them on Zoom. That's how you get for their time in front of them.
For the 50, though, I don't think we're
For
doing
the
apples to
50s.
apples.
Yeah, that's
I still agree with Bill on.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, they have a lot
Yeah,
more at
that's-
CMRPC, but
On
And
what?
I agree. That's exactly like if and I don't know what's legal to do to go and say, all right, you're doing this, they're doing this.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's so many rules about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's and but I don't want to make a decision because we want to get it done now, and let's not make the right decision because of time. It's
So CMPRC, with that extra funds, plans 7 to 14 months of community outreach. So it's a longer process.
Right.
This is a 20-month process through PRC.
Yeah, I hope they do. Like when the first time we were with them doing the last master plan, I only remember one big
We
meeting.
did. Wasn't it VH? Who did the last master plan? VH. No,
It wasn't.
I thought it was VH. Was it somebody else?
When Alan Gordon was here?
Thought it was
That's
Sam
when-
Was it CMRPC
Yeah,
with the last
It
one?
wasn't Sam, was it 2008?
Yeah.
I thought it was V. I thought it was another firm.
Yeah, what, the last time?
Master
It
plan
was.
was
I
VH.
can't remember the name. but,
VH. BV.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They really
I
did
only
do a
remember
great job.
one meeting.
One community meeting.
Yeah.
But they probably had committee staff meetings.
They must
I'm
have, because
sure.
they only called in
Yeah.
Cape and Hill for that big meeting.
Yeah. Anyway. Blind vote or just an open call vote?
I don't know. I feel like we're making a decision without all the information. Like I really wanna.
Yeah.
I
So-
want
If
I want the apples to apples, like you said,
Yeah.
with Barrett, to say, all right, if we lengthen the timeline and you throw in, you know,
They were doing what they could with 50,000, not 50,000.
If you look at CMRPC and take that second half out of it and look for stage one and the first three items in stage two, that's what you're getting for the 50,000. So you're getting project setup, webpage support, social media,
like
surveys,
66,000.
backgrounds, site visits, committee and staff level meetings, data collection, workshop, one workshop,
Yeah, one workshop.
preparation and summary.
And
Project
phase
plan.
two is just
And then
another
phase-
workshop and more editing,
Yeah.
production.
Yeah.
So phase two, you're getting additional data collection, stakeholder interviews, and mapping in the town. So that's not even included in any of the other ones, but it's not in the original $50,000 price of what they're getting. So if you look at it, what you're getting from CMPRC for 50,000 is about the same as what we're getting for everybody else.
or that it really is only that one workshop.
It's only that one
Yeah.
workshop, and
Community workshop
Yeah.
and probably a staff workshop with the town.
you know, maybe we go back to Barrett or Dodson Tinkler and say, you know, listen, if we had more outreach, if we had a little bit more, but how do you do that?
I know.
What's the legal piece of that, right? Because
It's not a
Um,
closed bid, so it's all public record. They could be watching this tomorrow.
I mean, we've just had this.
I don't think they put that much effort into it.
That-
We've had this.
No, but I mean,
I
as
mean-
far as not being,
and for these too,
Breaking the
it's
law.
like how I write grants. I'm a very good grant writer.
Yeah.
I get a lot of them from a lot of my not-for-profits, right? So it's really filling in the blanks. Give them exactly back. They have a good template. You just sort of like
Right.
fill in the blanks. So they all did that. That's just
Yep.
what.
I think they're comparable in the sense that we can compare one to the other.
Yep.
Barrett came back with, they're all, Dodson's is a 10-month plan,
Yep.
a little longer than,
Well, we
whatever. It
can-
doesn't mean that it's better, but it's.
we can only compare the first chunk of it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that's
So
what,
if
yeah,
we,
they look.
so if we looked at CMR, we really could only accept the first 50 grand anyways, right? Like how,
Well, that's all it would cost us. And they're kind
But
of
that 100
self-funding.
but that
for grant.
100,000 is a grant that we can use for anybody, right? now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I mean, in reality,
A-
like, does that
actually-
mean we have to bid the second half again?
That's a great point. What if we took that $115,000 grant and just added it to Dodson and added it to Barrett? So
What do you say if you go back to
we
Barrett and
can't-
say, okay, if we had 150,000 to spend, what would we get for this?
Right.
What better can you do?
Right.
What more can you do?
And CMRPC kind of threw us a curveball just by saying, "Oh, what if?"
Yeah, they
we
because
give
they
you
knew
$100,000?
had so yeah, right, and it's the reason why we do this is so it's fair, and like us looking at it's like it wasn't fair for CMRPC to say, we know that you'll probably get $100,000. Everybody's getting $100,000 pretty much, and
Yeah.
so we kind of already kind of like the fair got kicked out of this.
Yep.
So what legally? I mean, this is a procurement officer
Right.
question. What legally can we do? Can we say, in reality, we have 150, and right, like
Right.
what legally can we do without having some great ethics violation here? I just want to get the best money. I just want to get the best value for the money and do the best job for the town,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's it. And if it takes another meeting to answer that question, and then let's not make a decision based on
But how do you propose that question? How do you pose that question to?
Andrew. I think we have to go to Andrew and say, all right, this is the issue. They knew about the other money. These guys didn't.
By virtue of being
I think
more
over-
well connected to the state and the funding opportunities that are there,
Yeah.
because they're kind
Yeah.
of pseudo
But it's still it's almost like if I were these guys, I could come back and say, hey, it's not fair that they knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like right. They had some weird advantage, okay or not okay. Just the appearance of it. I don't know. I think. Unless you guys really want to make a decision right now, I think we should ask Andrew and say, and I think the selectmen kind of want us to pick CMRPC too. I mean,
I get that feeling too.
I can, but
You know, they do know us. We do a lot of work for them. You know,
we earn credits
we
from
have
them. And we
credits
get.
for them. I don't think they do a horrible job. I think they do a fine job. You know,
I mean, I think they do fine too. I just want to be fair. I mean, if we all.
I worry about for Barrett. I worry about the lack of in-house communication. If it's all over, it's we all know it.
But is that the
It's
same
like
with the
it's
other?
like with our attorneys that
Yeah.
never get back to us until we
Yeah.
we have to send smoke signals.
I'm concerned that they're in Hingham, and Hingham is not Charlton.
Yeah, no.
And it's there's a
It's
certain
still other
viewpoint
towns.
that you get.
Yeah, but I mean, they've done a lot of work
I'm
with
from
it.
that neck of the woods,
Yeah.
and this part of the state didn't even exist for me
Yep.
when I was growing up. Nobody
Yeah.
even thought about it or talked about it.
Are you from that
I
area?
grew up in Sharon.
Sharon?
And, I'm embarrassed to say that, but really,
Most people only.
paid attention
Just
about
about
Amherst West, and then everything in between, outside of 128 and I think 495, was
Yeah.
kind of ignored.
Yep.
We're talking about
I mean, we don't
policy and
know, we don't know
stuff.
where all of these people live either. And, I mean,
Yeah, they're professionals who have a broader scope than just their.
But
where they
it
grew
is
up.
it's central Massachusetts.
If you
plan.
if you look at their
Focus.
so these are if you look at their client list though, I mean they're all over from Derry, New Hampshire, Carlisle, Salisbury, Hamilton, Long
Which
Meadow,
one are you talking about?
Barrett,
Absolutely.
Air, Attleboro, Clinton, Shirley, South Grove.
Yeah, that's true.
So they've done work all over. I don't think that's prohibitive where they are. It's just the
Right.
lack of face-to-face communication just seems prohibitive of getting a good
They
quality
did
product.
Lennox.
Yep.
They were out in Lennox too.
Yep. East Long Meadow.
Yeah, Long Meadow. It's true.
So they've got a good client list. They've been doing it. Zoning work in a lot of the other towns. So
now I'm like looking at the universities that they graduated from. Are they local? Do they go out around here?
Yeah, we're
Clark is a big
We're-
one.
we're at that
imparting too
level?
much on the resumes.
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
infer
even look at the
what's
resumes before, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Harvard University.
But to infer the quality of the deliverable based on the resume.
University.
No, we
Yeah.
can't do that, but the whole landscape architecture,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
them. Or,
I mean, I would press for a vote. We've sat on this for a
Yep.
while. I would press for a vote here. I think as far as a procurement officer, they have all satisfied our request and come within, within our budget. CMRPC had a creative addition to the request, but they obviously know about the resources that are available in terms of a grant for just this, for a master plan session. And even without that money, I think their stage one can be wrapped up into a complete deliverable as well, because the scope of stage two is just more cycles and more production, it seems. So I don't think
Yeah, the
it's
summary interim status plan.
Yeah.
So for 50,000 there, 49,900.
and I think with
If you
our
look at page 8, it
76.
kind of breaks that down even more. If you look at
Which
page, starting at page 7, scope of work, stage 1
Yeah.
and stage 2.
And I think with our credits there, they could just add the final deliverable in there, even though it's not documented in stage one. That's
So CMRPC will be able to give us a master plan like at that stage. like
I
you're
would
saying?
think, even without stage two, if we put and we said, oh, let's not consider that, I would think that they could, because how much credits do we have with them anyway, with CMRPC?
6 hours, I thought is all we had.
Yeah, so a day of final preparations to wrap up a master plan.
Preparation of
You have to.
summary interim status plan. Summary.
So what happens to the 100,000? We've already have 50 in the budget to do this. That 100,000 grant, can it be used for something else, like maybe implementation? As long as it,
I don't know the details on
or is it just
how
that
it's filled out.
I don't know what
helps
that
I mean, it's definitely gonna be used for the master plan,
Yeah.
but I don't know, like, it's not just, I don't think it's just as a consultant to get one approved. Like you said, it might be implementation.
So can we keep the 50,000 or give it back to our fund and use 50 of the 100?
It depends on what has to be matched and what, like, I don't know the details, there's so
Yeah.
many, like, requirements.
So
of the
Andrew would
grant.
know that as chief
Mm.
procurement officer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Well, you see what I'm trying to
I mean,
say,
and
50
again, and
Yeah.
can we,
is our
and
100?
can we use it
But
to
then-
have another,
Different,
can we use it to
different
have
track
another
and also
public outreach
financial.
meeting?
I
Can we,
do.
Yeah.
can we use those funds to,
This was the one I,
that was
if they give us an invoice for showing up to,
one.
to
25?
do it a second.
Right.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, right.
September.
Or
I
do
don't
a
have
different,
September.
Let me,
one's in person,
because it breaks it out a
one's
little
Zoom,
bit
one's
more
a coffee
than-
house, who knows?
I got it on the right page.
so how did we get
Way
it?
of
I'm
doing
trying to
outreach.
I don't know, that was the
I know,
original.
So did CMRPC submit a second master plan that I have one dated June 25?
No, that's
Did they give a preliminary, and then this one is
the
September?
newest version.
Yeah.
Because we got the 100,000, but this had it in.
Well, it had the potential on it, because they thought they were,
So I have an old one.
yeah, that's right. Let me,
What changed?
just the way they break it out, in that,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
And I think I just tried to compare something, and what page is that on? What page is the?
But I thought I gave you, oh, maybe that's why I had two.
Maybe.
Page 7 is scope of work.
Yeah. Where was their price breakdown though? Was that supposed to back? It's too dry in here. I can't turn pages.
Yes, towards the back through the fourth page. Last third.
The one I can't open.
Look your finger.
I'm trying to do it. Before their certificate of liability, and was it after that?
After that, I think.
Oh,
After the
that's because I'm
resumes.
looking at Barrett. That's why.
After the resumes.
No wonder I can't
I
find
can't
it.
find it anywhere.
No wonder I can't find it.
Husband eyes. That was for Mary.
She's the one that can't find it either. Okay, yeah, see, that was different than what you were looking
Yeah, I
at
just
before.
lost it.
Okay.
Can we move to a vote?
Oh,
We'd like that.
Yeah, anything I vote for will, in my mind, will be able to have them send us an invoice for doing another public, to doing an additional.
Yeah, and with our grant, we could just
Yeah,
ask for that.
we'll just use that.
Additional
we'll use that grant
outreaches
money
and-
to do additional outreach. My vote is considering doing that. Potentially.
All right, can we, just taking this alphabetically then, so we have Barrett, CMRPC, and so we got B, C, and D, and Dobson Flinker?
Can I make a motion that we select Barrett Planning Group LLC to assist Charlton with the development of their master plan?
Then put any considerations, ask to add on one more public,
Oh,
anything like
and
that.
with the amendment or stipulation that we can use additional funds to pay for, additional stakeholder
More scope.
meetings.
Facilitate more
Yeah,
outreach.
yeah.
I'm still concerned about the amount of face-to-face time with Barrett. I mean, they were pretty clear, you get one meeting, the rest are in Zoom, and I'm not sure that they would change that. I'm actually feeling more comfortable with C and RPC now than I was when I walked in. I was really talking about, I was leaning towards Barrett until I started reading some of that, and it just seemed like a smaller scope of what they're actually going to do. Even with the limited scope of phase one.
So we have a motion on the table. I didn't hear a second, then it'll just go down the list to another motion for a different
You
provider.
don't have a
I
second
don't need a
motion,
vote.
guys.
Yes. If someone wants to
Stab
make.
me if it's not going the right way.
Right here.
I mean, Thompson.
We need Bob between us.
So was there a second there?
No.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion that we choose RPC for the updated master plan updates.
For the full 100 and
For the
something.
full, well, I think
As-
we
as
start with,
submitted.
I think we,
Only
as submitted.
50,000, right?
As
I-
submitted.
Yeah, I think we start with phase one, and let's see how they do for that. And then we still have the $100,000. If we don't think it's working out, we can go back to
Yeah,
Barrett
there
and
is
say,
a
all right,
thing,
listen,
CMRPC.
let's do
They
this.
do all the mapping for the town, they
Yeah.
already have it,
Yeah.
like
CMRPC.
open space,
Yeah.
zoning,
It's online though.
you know.
Yeah,
It's
But
all-
I mean, all these
This also
maps
includes
that, you know, things that you might.
more
do.
photography, more documentation, more
Yeah.
editing.
You get a
more
drone
yes, yeah, well.
with CMRPC.
Another company would have to start
They
from
not,
scratch.
they not.
Depends on what kind of drone they have with the new laws going in. They may not have that drone anymore. So that was my motion.
I would second that motion.
Who are you leaning towards?
I'm leaning towards CMGRC at this point after having read this, some of the parts I didn't read before.
Okay, so we have a
And I
motion.
expect the plan at that first 50,000. That's what I expect. I expect a draft plan.
Yep, I
So it has to be
expect,
worded
I expect a good plan of a plan. You know,
Right,
this is
right.
what we're gonna put in it, this is,
Outline of a.
now we'll doctor it up, make it real pretty,
And
and,
I think
well,
I'm
that's
telling
the
you,
other thing is
they
we
said
can
that
mention
it's,
to them.
if we're looking at their schedule, I'm a little worried that
that we're not gonna get the focus that,
no, that at that when they said they're going to give us an interim, like
Yeah.
it's like sort of like an update. Here we are. Let's spend the rest of your money. That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
But
I mean, and the planning board has the right, you know, bring up like what happened to the bylaws and everything, and I understand it was so, but we expected a much better input and working with them than what we got with the zoning bylaws. Just kind of puts them on notice that we're
Yeah,
watching,
yeah,
you know.
right.
Just-
That's
We were
good
here,
feedback
I
for
remember
them.
that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We've had some discussion. Anything further?
Yes, I have a point of
just so
order.
you know, it says total price for the completion of the master plan is shown on additional attachment. They had that. We're not getting a master plan.
No. Yeah.
So that was my point of order.
Yep.
You said as submitted is this whole 165,000. And we were hoping to have stage 1 done.
And have a plan, right?
And have
And
a
we
plan.
will, because they're only billing for stage 1, and then they're self-funding for stage 2.
So we're not giving them any of our $100,000 grant.
No, so
No,
that's,
that's a
Not
separate
yet, but-
grant. CMRPC is coming with their own grant.
no,
That's
No.
our grant.
No,
That's
no,
our
it's state
grant.
grant.
This is our grant.
that was the grant that we've already received.
Yeah.
Well, that's
For what,
what,
15?
that's why Andrew's involved in the grant process.
Yep.
He didn't want CMRPC to say,
Uh.
well, we applied for the grant, so you should give it to us,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And they did anyways, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
they
This is
did,
why
but-
I have an
Yeah.
issue with them,
That's
because they
right.
said, they said, they pretty much put in the deal and told verbally people, because I hear everything, that, we'll help you get this grant if you give it to us, and now I feel like I have to go to the ethics commission and be like, guess what they did? They're gonna be, so what, we like them, but still,
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
did.
it feels-
It's true. So I mean, we get
Before we
a
don't
so
get
with
that.
Barrett, you get a plan after that
Yeah.
$50,000.
So
How
we're-
good that plan
so
is, I
is
don't
it-
know.
Is it
right?
okay
But-
for us to vote, to spend $150,000 when we're getting the same thing for $50,000? Is that okay?
It's actually 165,000.
Was that
Is that-
165,000?
No,
No,
it's,
I'm looking at the old one.
Yeah, so it's
115.
So we just spent,
it's 49.
I just don't want to spend
Which is the
Oh, I see.
29 and the
money
20.
that we.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
Just because we
99
have it?
for
Yeah.
This is
for
what
this.
this is what the government
So this
does. We
is what
spend
we're
money
getting
because we have it
for
because it's not
up
out of
to
our
here.
paycheck.
Mhm.
But I don't want to do that.
Isn't that part of being government?
It is. But I'm just saying.
In fact,
I
they
just-
get money from every town. And they're-
Wait, I just don't.
Yeah, we
It just
pay the
feels yucky to me. But if you guys want to vote for it, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I know. I
But you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I do understand. That's
I
why
do.
that's why we have this
I
discussion.
feel like
after.
we're spending a lot of
different.
money for the same process, and so we might be able to say, Barrett, if we give you $25,000 more, what can you do? We can have 2 more public outreach. I'm just making up it.
Yeah.
And then now we're still saving money for our town, and maybe the additional money can be spent on, promoting the master plan, having more copies than we normally do to be able to distribute, to maybe go and make presentations at different, like at the library, be able to use that as additional outreach to the town, or whatever. There might be other.
I just don't want CMRPC coming back saying you need to do a 40B housing overlay. You need to change all your zoning because we don't care what you vote for. And
Yeah,
that's what
I
I'm
don't know.
afraid
I
we're
don't.
going
I
to
don't
get.
think.
Is that what previous
do that.
experience with them has
No, but the state
suggested?
right now is
'Cause I don't
taking
know.
away our rights, so I'm concerned that that's a clause.
And it's not even just it's that, because again, we all have big enough mouths to say we don't really want apartment complexes. We don't want 100
I
apartments.
guarantee
But-
every town is saying that, like, we're not.
Yeah, and that's the
we're not
problem. Is
Somerville,
if we don't zone for something like that, it's going where you don't want it.
No,
Yeah.
we need. I mean,
40B becomes.
It's going to go.
Wherever they want.
we will never ever have large apartment complexes here because we do not have water and it's too expensive to get it in those places. So those public-private partnerships don't work if nobody makes any money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know. I mean, that's the my
They
thing
can do
is
things.
solar.
They can do things around sewage and
Yeah, and 20 some mixed
treatment
use
systems.
would be
They can do
good.
some smaller treatment
And
systems.
again, if
get
they
on those
want
laws
to bring
and,
in
water's
huge
tough.
infrastructure systems and dig a well in Charlton, whatever, if they want to figure out the water supply, I mean, let it happen. But still, I'm not worried about that in this town, not in my lifetime.
All right, excellent.
Okay,
So we have a motion and a second for CMRPC. Good discussion. All in favor? CMRPC. I'm kind of pushing for a vote.
Yeah, I know you are, and I'm kind of.
I understand time frames,
So
but
you're aware that this extra $100,000 is for the master plan. It's not, and it's a grant money that we have to spend anywhere.
We
So
can spend it on
yeah.
anything.
Well,
no,
master plan
we could
stuff.
spend it on
Oh.
a master plan, but we
Yeah,
could
it's a
spend it
master plan.
with somebody else.
Yeah,
And,
we could,
and,
right.
and it's,
And
it's
what about
almost
that
like
50?
you weigh them up and go, this is a $50,000
We have
plan.
50 that was voted, the
This is
town gave us
$150,000.
Yeah, and it
And it's-
depends on how that.
It's a
that
plan.
they- we
Yeah,
might have
50.
received $100,000 because we already had 50 allocated.
Yeah.
So take the 50 out and use it for something else. Like, well, hey, that's not what your grant application said. So, and I don't know the
Okay.
details, so I can't
Whether
answer
it's a
that
match
question.
or-
We
But
might be able to
Okay.
give it, we may be able to find the Charlton,
I don't know if you're gonna get a
the
vote.
facility, the senior center study. Now.
Yeah.
So how would you resolve this? Do we just go back and say, okay, everybody add $115,000?
No.
yeah,
No, you can't do
We don't
yeah,
say that.
yeah.
That's
I
why,
think-
that's my
All over
point.
it.
I
about,
think
like,
we
just the
say,
roof.
we say Barrett,
Yeah.
or, and the other person, and both, to be fair, and
Say,
say,
if we added more community outreach, and
How
if
much
you
would
look
it
at the
cost
proposal for Finkler, I mean, they have their documentation and their plan graphics, pretty, I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
good.
flashy.
Yeah, and-
Looks
and
good.
very
So, I mean, is that
comprehensive.
the same thing where you get from, you know, if you look at some of their
Yeah.
master plans,
how about we ask both? Say, what would it cost us to do additional,
For more outreach. Or,
more
well, we'd
outreach?
have to ask everybody. It's
Right.
not fair to just ask one
No,
applicant.
two.
Yeah.
Ask the other two.
Well,
Because they don't, I mean, we can, I guess you can ask Central
Yeah,
Mass.
but they're
CMRPC.
going to, I'm just speculating, they're gonna say, okay, it's $10,000, and they're each gonna add $10,000,
so
or
I,
$5,000,
but
Well,
aren't
if
we?
you, if we,
for
if we-
another
if we-
We're hurting for money.
stakeholder
And that's,
focus
No,
group.
but that's,
Massachusetts
so if we
sounds
get
good.
another focus group and it costs us
They gotta
10
come
grand,
down with
Yeah.
the
now it's gonna cost us 60 for a master plan versus 150 for a master plan,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So that's good, right?
Right.
Is that what we're,
well, net, yeah. And CMRPC is net 50 to us.
no, CMRPC is 150 for the plan.
Net 50 to the town of Charlton, will write a check for $50,000 to CMRPC, so it's net 50.
But we won't get a master plan at the end of that though. We're gonna get an interim update on where it is, and that's the,
with CMRPC, we will not get a master plan for 50,000.
and the other two we will.
If you look at their,
Yeah, well, I would agree that we won't get a documented full master plan in stage one,
well, that's the $50,000.
That's the $50,000 though.
but if we extend into stage two, then they will bring along the grant, and we will get,
But it's
A
our
master
grant, we
plan.
already have that grant, they don't bring it along any grant, we have that grant, it's ours.
That
We
grant
can-
came to Charlton, it didn't go to
Yeah.
CMRPC to do this. It
Charlton,
came to
but
Charlton
CMRPC
to-
assumed we were gonna get it and
Right.
added that in, but
Mhm.
they didn't, but nobody else knew
So
that.
they knew that, and these guys.
right.
So again, it's unfair, it's an unfair bid, I think it's an unfair bid. I think the fact that
Which is like by virtue of them being, more connected to the
Right,
state, they're
right,
aware of
they're
these
so
funding.
this is
opportunities.
this is why politicians can sell their stock
so
when decisions are
connected.
made and buy stock when decisions are made in politics, because that's how it works, but, we don't like that.
But I would argue that for $50,000, we would get a full master plan.
It doesn't
So
seem-
$50,000 to the town.
if, for, what was that? Wait a minute.
So the town writes a check for $50,000,
Yeah.
we get a master plan from CMRPC.
It looks like we get an interim
And
update.
No, we get a full master.
we get a full master plan, but we have to give them, also have to write the check for $100,000, but that's
So we
not
get a
coming out
master
of
plan
Charlton
for
budget.
100.
But
Yeah.
they get $150,000 for doing it.
Right.
Barrett gets
Yeah.
$50,000 for doing the same
Right,
thing.
right.
Now, what if you put that bid out and say, okay, listen, we've got more money to spend.
Yeah.
What will you give us for more money? Because
It
these
says
people,
right
these
here.
people looked at it and went, all right,
Yeah.
this is what we can give them for $50,000.
You read this, right?
You know,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Total
this is
price,
Yeah.
total price for a complete master plan review is shown on additional attached sheets, which is the $150,000. So we're paying, it just doesn't seem right to spend $150,000 of taxpayers' money on something that we can get for $50,000,
Yeah.
especially if we could get the same quality with another $10,000 or
And
$20,000.
I understand the way you're looking at it, going, yeah, it's still only going to cost us $50,000. So yeah, that's,
Remember,
It's
but
still our, yeah.
Taxpayer money is our money,
Yep.
including those grants.
it almost seems like a flawed bidding because the bidders know what we can spend. They write us a proposal,
Yeah.
including what they can do for that amount of money. You know,
Yeah.
if
And
you know,
CMRPC is sort of like an inside trader.
and they had
They like you.
Yeah.
they had well,
Definitely
we can
had
charge
an
them. You know,
advantage.
we can do more
We
Right,
wanted
right.
more
and package it
of
in
the-
with a grant that we know they're going to get anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
So let's
very-
put that all-
I
let's
like-
put that
I
all
like
back
the
together in the big
organization. I
package.
just-
I don't know.
Well, the reason we put it out is because we wanted more bids. We didn't just want to hand it to CMRPC. We wanted to see if we could get something.
I honestly thought
For
we'd
our money.
end up picking them, but now that I see the $100,000 difference in cost, remember, we all can spread out. We, you know, are.
We can
I'm
get
very
a
good.
room full of people
I'm an auditor
for
at
input.
Ringwood. I know how to spread my audit, so I can do it in 3 months. I can do it in 12 months, and I can study the same audit, right?
Right.
Because
True.
it's just how it is. What CMRPC, they're selling us this, potentially the same product for just a lot more money. And
I mean,
maybe it's a fabulous. Maybe it's 100
Is
times.
there value added in it? That's what we have to look at.
I think the
is there
value
value added in the CMRPC
I think there is.
over Barrett? Or,
I think
or
there
Dr.
is over the second phase.
Mhm.
But again, what's to say that a second phase with either one of those aren't going to
So-
be better value?
Okay, so with
The only action I'm thinking is you go to CMRPC and say, we can't accept it with a grant, just resubmit with the.
Can you get us a master plan and
$50,000
$50,000?
cap.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
rewrite it as a $50,000 only.
what would you do for $50,000 only? What can you take out of that to give us a plan for $50,000?
Yep. I mean,
And then
could be
what
that.
extra? Well, that's you
Can
know,
we
that-
ask the others what they can do with an extra,
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Well, the
20,000?
problem is,
More outreach.
we can
They're
drag
gonna-
this out forever
Yeah.
and keep
Yeah.
asking.
That's right.
You know, it's already
They're going to
been
spread
6
it. They're going to
months.
spread it as much as we. I think the question is, how much is additional outreach going to cost? That's the question, right?
And are
That's
we,
If you have a big
but
turnout on the first
I guess the question
one,
is, are we getting additional
If we get
outreach?
a big
What
turnout.
Yeah.
what are we getting that's different in this plan than we wouldn't get in this plan? Other than spending more money for it, is
For
there,
sure,
is there
there's
actually
just
another,
marching
there's
orders.
another outreach.
Really just marching
There's
orders. So
there's two
have
outreaches and a committee, town of Charlton.
And that
And
was.
it's not.
Are those on the top? But are those on the top of the plan? Are those on the first 50,000? Those two?
Workshop
Are those all
one.
outreaches?
Second workshop is in the stage 2.
So we can't talk about stage 2 though. We only can talk about
Right,
stage
right.
1 though.
So they're adding another workshop in stage 2.
and yeah,
On month 15, I'm looking at CMRPC towards the back, last 3 pages, they have this budget and timeline. But anyway, I think if you ask all of the submitters for how much would it cost for another outreach session, you'd probably be about the same. I'm just making up a number.
You think
It's
it's-
$10,000.
So if we ask for another
So now
session,
they're still the same.
I would have
No,
felt
no,
better
no,
if they
no,
came
no.
back and went, yeah, we can't do that for 50,000. We can't give you something quality.
but
You know,
my
thing
thing,
any
my
of
thing is,
these stuff.
even if we go
We
down
can't
and
give you
spend,
something of quality.
if we look at CMRPC and spend
Because
the whole 50
that's what they're
grand,
telling us. That's what CMRPC is telling us, is we can't give you something quality for 50,000.
Right.
Honestly.
So task 3, what if we don't have a good community and stakeholder engagement? Then we say we need another one. But if task
That's
3 at
with Barrett.
Barrett,
Yeah.
if we get a good turnout, because you give people 3 different
Yeah.
dates, they're going to keep kicking the can, and then they're not going to come on the third one because something came up.
Yeah.
I just,
Yep. I still, with Barrett, I still don't like the lack of in-person communication.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
that's-
Wait, but how much is that? How much is that
See,
going to cost us? It's going to
Yeah.
cost us
How much of
travel.
that
getting
is
in
because of the
person.
limited funds?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
I
that
get it,
will
exactly.
be,
You know, we can do it for this, but we're not coming out to Charlton.
I think this can feel impersonal to the residents and other board of commissions that you're not doing.
You're allowed to
live
interview and ask
communication.
questions. You're allowed to bring them
Okay.
in and ask questions. I think that's the
Yeah.
question. I think we need more information.
You want to schedule somebody for the next meeting? And then.
But how do we
I think we
do
need
that?
to get it quantitative though. It's either like we go back to CMRPC and say, just requote this at 50,000. We're not going to accept a grant in your submittal.
Yep. And then,
Or do you open it all back up again and say?
Because we don't, if we do that, then we have to do it again. Because what if they say they can't do it? Then we just don't choose them?
If CMRPC said, they'll reduce their scope to whatever to fit into 50,000. I guarantee you, they'll submit something.
But I don't want to have a not a good plan. I'm sorry.
we knew it was going to cost us $100,000 at least.
Yeah,
And
I figured 100,000.
What the first 50,000 was to get us halfway there, and we had planned that.
But-
And now we've got somebody saying, yeah, we can do it. We can give you something for 50. We can give you a master plan for 50. They'll take Carlisle, change Carlisle
Yeah,
to
they
Charlton,
can, sure.
and go, there you go.
They will definitely give
Yeah,
you something
yeah,
for 50.
yeah,
right?
yeah. So
And who's to say what if CMRPC, if they did it for 50, would be any better, right?
Yeah,
Because,
right.
that's
It might be a little better because they'll have
So,
more
you know,
graphs and
The
maps.
community engagement is in person though,
yeah.
all three of them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It looks
I don't-
like the community for Barrett is online.
All right, so then
Yeah.
let's bring them
But
in
it-
for,
but
bring them in
they're-
for
they
questions.
say-
It's on, but
You've
they
got
said one meeting in person.
One
so-
meeting in person, and the rest of them through Zoom.
So why can't we make that meeting in person?
We will be available to attend a maximum of 5 planning board meetings.
Okay, then, but we, but,
One of them would
but if-
be the
but-
outreach.
But we
day.
have to get something in writing.
but we can make those planning board. I mean, all those Zoom, like those are planning on Zoom meetings with updates and presentations. Do we really care if they're doing a presentation on Zoom?
No.
I mean, this is
No, just the,
maybe a poorly specified request for a quotation here because we didn't say, okay, these have to be, we need 2 reviews and they have to be in person,
Yeah, I agree.
focus group.
And who would
So
know?
not having that specced out, then they just.
And honestly, I don't think any of us expected
Yeah.
them to do it completely for 50 and them to add the grade. We're not comparing these the right
Yeah,
way, right?
yeah, okay.
And if
So interviews, focus groups, and 1 in-person public engagement event.
that's like a big
That's
invite
task
everybody.
3. So task 3.
on Barrett.
Yeah, on Barrett.
Community engagement event.
That's the
One
one where we
community
want
group.
people here. and
So look,
we'll
it
jam
costs $15,000. What if we want 2 of those?
If we get a good turnout with one, we won't need to. So can it be an add-on later if for anyone?
You can always
actually.
add on for sure and just say, yeah, we're
But
not
we need one
satisfied,
more.
we
We
need
only
another
had 10
one.
people
Yeah.
show up.
Yep, and we've got, yep.
Should see the state meetings I've been on.
All right, so if that's the case, Tom, then Barrett, we have an in-person community engagement. Dodson, yes. CMRPC, yes. The delta here is the throwing the grant at us for, another workshop and what I say is.
But
more
what is
production.
that? What is that second workshop? Public celebration?
There is a contest on there. It said
Photo
it
contest.
had a
and still,
photo
it's a drone and still
Really?
photography.
when we
photo
had just
contest.
a big uproar in town over
To get
spending
more
50.
participation, probably.
Yeah.
Make it a public thing.
Well,
Drone and still
I'm not sure
photography,
that- is that what we
photo
volunteer?
contest.
I don't want to spend
To
$8,000.
To get more community
I don't want to spend
engagement.
$8,000 on public celebration.
No, I don't like.
No, I
Well,
just think
I think
they're
that's-
trying to use the money up.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
I
No,
think it
that-
should be a Sandra thing.
That's not.
No,
No,
no.
it's. I don't think it's a
Party.
celebration of celebrate our work for you.
I think it's to
a-
get community
to get
and-
people
and
here. We're going to have
community
door prizes or
involvement,
something. Yeah.
and that's probably part of the
Yeah.
photography contest too, to get
Yeah,
more people aware of what's
Which
going
is
on.
creative.
Which
So,
is-
so the 3 kids, the 3 parents that have their kids sending some pictures of
Yeah, like your kids.
It's going to be right,
Yeah.
like
It's creative. In fact.
Especially when times are getting hard and we're going to get less receipts each town, the whole thing. Money's going to get hard. They're talking about raising excise tax.
So
We're talking
maybe
about
we
spending
talk to
$150.
Barrett and say, okay, listen, these are our concerns. We're concerned with the lack of in-person thing, or the lack of outreach to the town. What if that's not enough? What would it cost us to move forward?
I mean, like I said, we have a good
with
number.
things?
Can you throw it in? Just include
If
it.
15
We will
grand
review.
is what they charge for like the community out, maybe for another 20. I'm making up a number. They'll come to our meetings in person. They'll send somebody out and they'll do a meeting in person. The thing about Zoom meetings and cost, right? Because I know I said teams out all the time, is that I have my team of 3 or 4 people not sending, making me pay mileage and parking for them to go out to my campuses to do like discovery meetings and stuff like that. So they're all in the same room and they're all asking questions. It's fun on the Zoom. The in-person is really the big presentations, the ones where you really need to see people's faces, so that when they cry, you can give them a tip. But you know what I'm saying. So when you really need people to think and work together and collaborate, it's much easier to say, all right, everybody give me your biggest idea. Where do you see? You want everybody in the same room for that, right? Where do you see us in 10 years? Where do
Totally
you
agree.
So we need,
I just think that if we ask them, they would come back and another workshop, they're all gonna be $10,000. Or
okay, well,
$15,000.
it's $15,000.
So say
right
they're
there.
even, among us.
So,
They're
but even
gonna be
if
the
we
same.
add two more,
It's not like
and we-
one is gonna be 5,000 and one's gonna be $20,000.
No, but it's
for
15
another
grand here.
engagement. Yeah.
So if we want,
15,000.
so it's 15. So now
Yeah.
we're at 65 versus 150. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I just think that we're gonna we should spend as little money for the best quality that we can, and whatever makes
These
everybody-
are add-ons to get to the $100,000 that they knew we were going to have anyways.
Yeah.
How much of that is necessary? And they're dangling the carrot down here, going, "You're not going to get your plan until down here."
What's a
but
digital
we're gonna give you all this stuff."
implementation tracker?
Just timeline it. It's going to be a digital Gantt chart. Like, where are you in this Gantt chart? That's what it's digital.
Okay, I can draw that on chalkboard for free. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, right.
So like, do we?
Bill can do it, you know all that, right?
Yeah, you're really good at it. You can make us really pretty
Fine.
pictures.
Yeah. Can do that. Change these to green when they're done.
And you'll only charge us.
Yeah.
And so look at this, like data travel, document design, printing software is $16,000 on this one. I mean, are they going to just give us
Are you,
this?
you're
Are
looking
you on
at
same RPC?
You see, so they have 16 grand for data travel, document.
Wow.
So
That's the production cost of the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
and
And-
travel and
Yeah.
like.
It's a real cost. I mean, the only thing I could do is see, we go back to CMRPC and say, resubmit, eliminate the grant, and how much it is, or do we more tightly specify our requirements and send it back out to everybody?
I mean, if we do a whole new RFP, it's going to be another. We have a whole waiting period.
Yeah.
We're trying to prevent that. Now you have discretion when you do these things.
We,
Like there's some
we could
discretion.
just
I just
submit
don't
it
know
to the, we could send just a request for more information from the submitters already instead of just a whole
Yeah.
new.
No, you're right.
RFP.
And as long
And
as
just
we,
ask them, like, we would like 2 focus groups in person, how much would that be?
We could also get their feedback on what they found. There may have been some situations where people were sure they needed so many focus groups and found that it wasn't necessary. Maybe they found, maybe Barry's found that it's not necessary. I mean,
If we get, like I
Then
said,
again,
we
if we
get a
don't
good
spend that grant,
turnout.
we lose that grant, right?
I
That
don't.
grant has to be for
That's
that-
why.
for
That's
that
why.
It's gotta be
That's why.
plan, yeah, it's
That's why if we
written
could
for it.
use the 100
Not the 50.
and not the 50,
Yep.
that's the way to do it, right? And again, they're like, it doesn't look like they're printing it out for us. It looks like they might be. They're printing it for 16,000. Like that's something that we can do with that $100,000 grant too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's
I guess that would be an Andrew question. How can we spend that 100,000 if we
should
only
have
use
written
50?
We should have written
But
the
like I said,
RFP
it might be,
after.
you might have
we
got the
written.
grant because we already allocated 50.
Right.
So if you take the 50 off the table, we might be like, well,
Might be a
we
grant
wanna
match.
give you
Yeah,
that grant.
But then why did it come in at 150,000?
because they knew exactly what because
Yeah, because they-
but yeah,
They
let's
knew that-
If they could have
It's
gotten
like-
a 200,000 grant, it would have been 250,000.
It's like
Right, you're
a car
exactly right.
salesman. How much
So
do you want to
let's-
spend?
Let's ask Andrew what the grant stipulation is. We don't know what stipulate. Maybe we don't need a match. Maybe we do. Maybe who knows?
Oh,
we
like
don't.
the
we-
mat. It could certainly be used for any of the responders.
But it also can be, it potentially could be to distribute, to make tons of copies, to have it
Yeah.
it could be to, if we were going to have an outreach and bring all the businesses in or something, can we use it for, can we help fund
Right.
an outreach? They run it, let's see what we can do.
What do they do for community outreach? What does Barrett do for community outreach? It's not clear.
It just says community and stakeholder engagement.
Yeah, it wasn't
It's
really
not clear.
well documented in the
Yeah.
scope. I mean, based on the content here, if we applied the grant to all of them, we could certainly buy more scope of services and say it's equal among them. Can we then make a decision based on, like, we could apply this grant, we could add that column to all of these responses? Who do we think would, give us the best deliverable if we added 100,000 to each of them?
So if like this one person public event around,
Yeah.
that I think those planning board meetings are more like, I don't think they should be planning board meetings. I think they should be master plan committee meetings, not plan, like
Yeah.
they should meet with the master plan committee and like a master plan. And we could all be on that committee if we want to be, but I don't think they should. I don't think they need to meet with us that many times. I mean, other than just give us quick updates or whatever.
Right.
I think.
And
those-
that's interesting that they call out, like, how, what it sounds like is, like, how well is the 08 master plan serving you? Is a totally different question than what does the town in 2050 want to look like?
If
That's
you look at the
totally
scope,
different.
if you look at the scope of work for CMRPC compared to Barrett, there's a lot more effort being put into the CMRPC plan. This one, if you
There
look
should
at,
be for.
well, I mean, that's just
more.
it. It's maybe and we're gonna get we're gonna pay more, but I think we're gonna get a better product.
Yeah. Right. That's
we-
why,
we
like,
have that
yeah,
grant.
what's the set? I mean, we could do this with ranked choice voting. We could say, all right, given the respondents, which one is your first choice, which is your second choice, and which is your third choice? So that method of voting may bring out a sense of
I'd
who we
say,
favor.
here, everybody see each other's bids. What can you
Tell me why you're better.
Tell me what, right? Tell me
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
And they're going to go, why did CMRPC get to spend 150 and we were only told 50? It's going to be a better
So like they are
product.
like project mobilization and data gathering, and here they have process setup, web page design, survey and survey promotion, background research, and I mean, is that project mobilization and data gathering? Is that all part of
Yeah.
all of that?
Well, that shows a little bit of maturity of response. Like, they could have said that, but they didn't include it in their response for some reason.
Barrett?
Because, yeah,
Because they
Barrett.
didn't have the money.
No, they just did what is project mobilization. They haven't
They didn't.
delineated because they don't have my opinion is they don't have as good a robust process for master planning maybe as Barrett. But anyway, that's my opinion. Ranked choice voting is fun. I don't know if anyone's been through it, but it's very exciting. It's a good way to get opinions.
I know you want to make this, but I would
Yeah, if you wanna-
prefer.
yes.
I make a motion that
Table this.
we
Consult.
ask the right questions and get enough answers to make sure that we are comparing these apples to apples. Our job is not just to spend the money and hope we get the best product. Our job is to frugally get the best, pay attention to taxpayers' money and get a great product. And rushing a vote to just get it done because everybody says, why isn't the master plan done? And isn't a reason to rush.
I think it did
Yeah.
change by getting the grant, has kind of changed our whole perspective here.
And
I
honestly,
get
I
those
agree with
questions
that.
clarified.
I mean, we should have, like, I'm thinking we should have gotten the grant and then wrote the RFP.
I think it gives people a
It does
chance to
change.
be on the same page.
what
Yeah,
that
it
route
has
is,
changed.
I mean, what that route is, I wish I paid attention to the mistake when it was. Can we, ask a series of questions as long as all of them get the same question?
I think you have to, right?
So if we send
A group,
it-
something.
like, saying,
Break down the number of community outreach meetings, how you're gonna do those.
So we should
Break
spec,
down
we
those.
want that in-person community outreach, at least one, and we're assuming more if possible. And do not include any grant
because
funding.
I'm
let them
sure that
respond
if we
to that.
say, hey, Barrett, can you do that for us? That they can give us, and I bet they can match it exactly price for
Yeah.
price, right? And that's what, and that's the reason why you do bids is because you want to get the most value for our money too.
So honestly, if you look at the bids, this came in at 50,000, this came in at 50,000, they came in at
the
150,000.
same
Yeah,
project.
but it's a different scope of work, so it's hard. to-
Is it?
We don't know.
Different
A master
scope of
plan's a
work.
master plan. Legally, we have a master plan. We
Yeah,
needed to
yeah.
get
Is it a
certain
different
grants.
scope of work, or is it just they go about it a little bit
Yeah.
differently?
And best
You know,
practices every
it's-
10 years, right? The
It's
best
the
practice or state law.
deliverable is the same,
No.
but the
Deliverable.
Probably
scope
best
is.
practice. I can't imagine
Yes.
forcing us to do this, just kicks
You're
you
right,
out
the
maybe
the
some
deliverable
grants.
is the same, but the scope is bigger because they expanded it.
Because they knew
Because
it.
they knew
Yeah.
that we had the money available. So,
So we should go back to all of them and say, we would like to tighten up our request or specification of the master plan. We need at least one in-person workshop.
But
Do we really need more than, as long
We
as
need at least one
Right.
in-person workshop.
And they all said
More-
they
And
do
we
one.
think more is better,
Like,
but you
what-
can
like,
put
what
as
else-
many as you want.
what do you think?
And our limit is 50 and don't include grant funding.
What do you think that they like?
Those three things.
They set up a whole website and I bet you it'll get 9 clicks. But
Yeah,
like,
it's
do
not-
we like? They set up a website thingy. Do we want them to do that? Do we need them to do it? Is that something that we feel is going to add a value? Because people either are all over Facebook or they're not on social media
And
at
you
all.
get a lot
There's
of
like,
special interests that are answering these questions that may not even live here.
Not representative.
We have to have
So-
representatives, so
Yeah.
online doesn't give you necessarily.
the project setup, the resource allocation. I don't care about resource. That's like me doing my budget and work and say I need 4 people to do this audit. Like I don't care
Right.
about their resource allocation. And I don't care about
So
that.
if I could bring us back to a question is, because we have to do it legally, maybe the first question is ask Andrew.
Yep.
Tell him what our dilemma is, and as Chief Procurement Officer, how do you propose we move forward? And
You want
ask
me to,
him first, and then whatever he says, then take it to the next step.
Did you have a CMRPC response
I-
before the grant?
Yes, I tore it so I wouldn't just halfway.
So it's still 165,000.
Yeah, they still knew it was coming up.
So
All right,
it's,
then
this is June.
I propose we send all the respondents a request for the, like, we want at least one in-person workshop.
Well, do you want to
We're gonna
reach out
ask
to
Andrew
Andrew
first.
first?
Andrew first.
Yeah.
Do you
Ask
want
Andrew what
Do
legally.
you want to talk to Andrew? You want me to talk to Andrew?
Yeah, I'll talk to him
I
for
think
sure,
I think
and,
you can actually say, like, throw them out and ask for new bids without having to go out, or just there must
Yeah,
be.
We
just
don't.
read.
But we don't want the other. We don't want every. We don't now that I mean the whole amount's all out there. Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
So we just want to make sure that we don't spend the money because we have it. Right.
That's right.
Now,
That's the
I mean,
worst thing to do.
Let's ask Andrew if we can use if the bid comes in at 50 and we want to add additional outreach meetings
If needed.
if
because we
needed.
could
We want
get
the option.
200
Do we
people
have
to-
that option? That's the only. Is everybody comfortable with that? Andrew, can we if it's much lower. This is a much lower bid, like way lower for the same product.
For a master plan.
Master plan.
Let's write this
That's what we
down.
need, right?
Right.
Can,
Outreach.
one of them has
More
additional
scope.
outreach
Yeah.
for a whole bunch of money. If we don't want all
Mhm.
of those other things, can we ask? Can we?
Can we get some of these things
can
a la
we
carte
spend-
off of this
right,
one? Yes.
Can we spend additional monies
Right.
to enhance either one of the other ones, right?
Which is another way of saying, can we apply the grant to the other respondents?
Yep. It piecemeal, like can we,
Yeah.
if we
A la
want to
carte.
spend 30
Yeah.
grand more,
Yeah.
can we spend 30 grand more?
Right.
And I think we should also ask CMRPC, we don't need your drone and still photography and your photo contest because we don't think there'll be very much interest in this town.
Yep.
We're so
So
busy.
can we take that out of the deal? And this data travel, document design, and refreshments, like do like.
And that won't be, if we don't use them, then we'll even. if we
What
don't
is
get
that
a
chapter
fee.
development, including additional data collection, stakeholder interviews, and mapping? What is that? Why? How is that different than the data collection?
It's double the price of a whole master plan.
I was going to say it's more than what the whole master plan is for the other companies.
I mean, they already have. It's funny they already have mapping, right?
Yeah.
The mapping is on, it's so,
Yeah.
I've been watching them on the meetings.
Yeah.
It's a
So
way to
first
spend
we
out
have
the
to
money,
clarify the money,
Yeah.
the 50,000 that we have versus, and then the additional
I know it's a
100.
grant. I know it's not coming out of our budget, but
The question is
Could
it a,
use
like
implementation.
the question is what are the grant requirements?
we could use that money for advertising to get more outreach. We could do that ourselves and say, or we could pay Barrett to say, hey, listen,
Right. We
what
wanna
would it
send-
cost you to send everybody
we
a
want
mailer, everybody
in town
flyers?
a postcard to come
and-
to this
yes,
meeting.
Yes. Yeah. What would that cost?
All right, so we should write this down, so, I don't know, who's gonna talk to
I'll
them?
talk to him.
So, yeah, clarify what the grant is and the requirements, and the 50,000 that we have in an old account, and then can we add on another outreach if needed? How does he suppose?
Or can we add on additional outreach or
We can ask for-
services from?
So can
This
we
contractor.
apply the grant to the other
What can we
respondents?
do?
And
What
ask
is
them
the
to do
flexibility
it, and we
of
What are
want.
the stipulations of the
Because
grant?
we could get good outreach. Can
If
we
it's a
send
match,
everybody
we
a-
have to
what's
spend
the- what's the
$150.
cost?
If it's a complete match, and
We could throw a hell of a party at the end instead of just that
Yeah,
little
big celebration.
It just seems like
The
a
master
lot
plan celebration.
of money.
A lot of difference in money. 50-50, 150.
and then there's these big gaps, like $65,000 more. But again, this is very common when you're working with the government. The government tends like
Use it or you
government
lose it.
likes to spend money that's not theirs. We just do. It is. It's just part of
We
the
could
cycle.
pay Drew $65,000 to take pictures.
You want really good, really good ones, really good ones.
I can even map.
Yeah, I should
Right,
really
right.
work in the town hall. Well, if you
All right.
don't spend that, you lose it next
Okay,
year.
we'll ask him and then, yeah. And then
Okay,
we'll
so
see
let's-
what
I don't
he
think
says.
much
That's
would get
okay.
done because of holidays anyway,
Yeah,
so
I
I
agree.
think
Well,
2 week
yeah,
may
all
not.
right.
And
We had
He
a,
has a lot of
so I'll
contacts.
withdraw my motion.
Yep, okay. No motion, we'll take no action on the master
I
plan.
think we made.
We had a good
I think that was a
discussion,
good
but we
I
have
think
no
you guys
action.
made a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
progress
fine.
on it.
Thank you.
And
This was a very civil discussion. Thank you very much. This was very good.
What our government needs.
I need to save as much money, be as frugal as possible with government money. I
Thank you.
You're the auditor.
Yes,
Uh,
you're the,
I
yeah,
totally
you're the
agree.
unusual government one
This
because
is, it's not the popular thing.
We had was there a couple other things on the agenda
Yes,
tonight?
yes.
Yeah, what was the other? yeah.
decommissioning.
Field modification.
Just to touch on the decommissioning plan discussion, I guess we'll push that to the 12-3,
Right.
and because we don't have
Okay.
any other stakeholders.
online
here.
there's model zoning bylaws like we had in 2014. It's online. And guess what? I spoke up at a meeting and there's one thing in here.
Would you?
We get to choose the form of
Yeah,
the decommissioning law.
Okay.
I told them what Charlton was up
Okay.
against, and it made this could still be changed.
Yep.
They
Yep.
made
Okay.
your comment in the minutes.
No,
And made
no.
the actual.
I think
proposal.
I told them that the problems we were having, that we wanted to have part cash because of small towns, and there was a lot of small town people on
Yep.
it,
Yep.
that it's
Yep.
hard to track.
Right. Yep.
And we tried to do cash, and our attorney advised us against it because our bylaw was vague, which we used your 2014 guidelines. So it needs to say we of our choice, not the.
Good, yeah,
Kind
good.
of says it in here.
That's
but-
good. Well, what about cash? It doesn't,
No, it says cash. It has just
could include cash as
Yeah,
part
it
of
says
our
cash.
form. Yeah, okay.
insurance, surety,
That's good
or
to know.
bank line of credit.
Sure.
Surety or.
They're gonna make you a hero.
No, there's a lot of people that are at those meetings because it's all coming here.
Yeah, I've
You know?
listened to a few of them, and
There's
there's
not many people that were in the audience on them either, so it was sad, but we'll do it another time. But if you wanted to see, so why reinvent the wheel if it's
Yep.
coming to us?
Yeah.
And in other towns, I have
Yeah.
plans.
Then we have to figure out about the hazardous response. It's almost like
I mean,
insurance.
we're too late for solar, right? But we're not too late for battery energy storage.
No, we're not too late for, well, this is all, we're getting more according to the state, so we're
Well,
gonna
I
have
mean,
to,
But
because we have.
they're yes, we're getting more, but they
Oh,
don't have to follow our zoning bylaw
it's the
anyway.
old-
So it's,
right, so
well,
it's-
they don't have to follow it.
It makes you
They
feel
come in-
good, but they're not.
They're
gonna
coming in. They
listen
don't
to
need to
us.
follow it.
They're
Exactly.
not gonna listen
Yeah,
to us.
Not at all.
you're taking them, but
Because
it's going in front of the
because-
Energy Facility Siting Board. It takes us. Zoning.
We'll have a
so-
meeting and that'll be it. And sometimes it's pushing back. But yeah, with, again, with my letter to, I replied to everybody, but just said I was, they made it more harder than it is.
Definitely.
We just want that Zurich's out.
Yeah.
So and that's why I said I think town council needs to read this. It's really not a big deal. A surety bond,
Right.
and even in our bylaws it says hazardous.
Yeah.
So if you read
Right,
Chris Nolan's letter,
Yeah.
it didn't really make sense.
Well, Chris is, I think, pushing to say it doesn't have to be a surety. We carry corporate insurance that includes hazardous events.
What good is his corporate insurance if they don't own it?
Right,
Yeah.
they sell it.
They sell it. It's,
yeah.
And it's a production. He's
Yeah,
talking
okay.
about construction
Good point.
bond.
Yeah.
He's talking about a construction. We're talking
Yeah,
about
you're
end
right.
of life.
It has to go with the
Yeah.
property.
It's just the end of life part of it,
Okay.
not now.
It's,
So
it's too hard to track if it's attached to an organization versus the property.
and so those two going back and forth, and then Madison Energy is now in the. There's no next Terra.
But it's good that he sent that whole thing to us because it shows how convoluted it is.
Yeah, and you're asking the insurance company, what do you want?
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
he wants to keep next Terra or Madison happy. They're going to say, "Oh, you're right."
And
Alright.
the threatening
All right, so we
tone
have
of the
we
whole
have
thing.
So
the
I've got enough.
modifications, right, and for bill changes. And we
Yep.
have
Tell us about these. Do we have to take action?
Oh, the first one is, Omar Group for 167,
Yeah.
Worcester Road. They originally came to the planning board for, a 7,500 square foot additional storage building. They now decide not to build that building, but they want to put in a shed basically to hold all their equipment, like, you know, lawnmowers and things like that. The only thing is
So
that,
this was
Oh,
the,
okay,
the,
well,
the additional rental units is what they wanted to
yeah,
put in.
that's
And that was the one that went
originally
into
supposed to do.
that was the one that
And,
went into the wetlands and
Right.
all sorts of issues.
So- And they now, agreed to, not put the shed in that detention basin area that they originally planned
Yep,
to
yep.
the building, so it was just basically a simple field tree that they allowed you to do that from the outside detention basin area. The Conservation Commission will also take a look
Yeah.
at.
Graves looked at it and says that it's
Yeah, it's kind of a like non-issue.
it's
but-
inside the fence and it's on flat ground and it's not
Yeah.
near anything. So
It just happens to be inside the 100-foot
Right.
buffer zone.
Yeah, well, they want to order and have it dropped
Yeah.
off. They-
Same size, it's no big.
this is the storage, the storage behind.
That dental place over.
Yeah, across from
20
CVS.
westbound. Robert Mincy
Across from
owns the
CVS.
property. There's a big dental building
Yeah.
and some other building there. The storage unit facility is behind all that.
Oh, so it's that,
It's
adjacent to the solar field.
Yep, yep,
There's
Yeah.
a solar field.
yes. So if you look at the parking lot,
Lawn
Okay.
and snow.
It's been a while.
yeah, I mean, if you look at the parking lot, the dentist's office is here, there's a gate that goes into the solar.
Yeah.
There's another little building here, this is Route 20.
Oh, and the
This is
storage,
garage.
the storage.
And the storage is
building here.
back here. This would actually put the shed behind the gate, like in that area.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of wetlands over
This
here.
one right here.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Closer
I was
to
lost
the-
where it was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you.
So it's just a matter of,
Yep.
the planning board agrees, vote for the, to agree with the field change.
And conservation is,
Oh, is this
is
yours?
looking at this too. So can we take this up
that
to
yours? Because I have
approve
to-
or consider the 157 Worcester Road?
Oh, I think that was the one that I was doing on.
So you need to vote on this tonight, Randy, is that
Yeah.
the?
This is the planning board approves the field change.
So I think it would be putting the shed right here.
Yeah.
Well, where those cars are, I think it's on
Behind
top.
the gate.
Behind the gate, kind of right there, in that area.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
You don't even see the solar or the storage from Route 20.
Nope,
So,
not much. Okay.
yeah, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the field change for 157 Worcester Road for the shed.
I second the motion.
Motion and a second on Alma Group's revised site plan. All in favor?
I-
Aye.
And that means they're not gonna build what they had approved here before, right? This is a change,
Right.
taking
Yeah.
that out, not
They're
in
not
addition
gonna
to.
put that building, they decided not to put that building
Okay,
down.
that will be part of the approval of this, that,
That the building will not,
Okay.
the storage unit bill will not be
Okay.
constructed, okay?
Then the second one is 220 Sturbridge Road, Boston Living. Boston Outdoor Living. What is this one? Oh, sorry. Oh, no, it's- Hydrology reverted back to the original approved rainfall data from 15.
This is
Yeah.
concerning that they did several site plan modifications that they didn't tell you about. That's not right.
On mid outdoor living.
yeah.
Yeah, that first paragraph. Pursuant to Graves Engineering site visit. So he saw that there were several site plans that hadn't been submitted.
Yep.
So they felt it
And this
wasn't
is- and-
significant enough to come see you? Or,
That's what they decided. Graves said it was, so now they're coming back with all these things, this is
it's a
what.
good
was
thing
done.
he went.
Yeah.
It's kind of concerning that they just took it upon themselves. They kind of know and go, let's see.
No one's checking.
No one's looking. Because we try to move our shed, we'd get in trouble.
Yeah, I know, they push the envelope just as far as they can, so,
It's not good. Yeah, that's
No.
kind of
And
disappointing.
they've kind of done that the whole time.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's right. It's kind of disappointing.
So are these the only changes, those three changes?
Yes,
Okay. And Graves looked at them and,
yeah, it's not really an issue at this point in time.
Yeah, we couldn't give people a little
I
fine
have
for
to say
doing this,
though,
right? Just a little
Mass
fine.
DOT has done us a favor and put them through the ringer
Good.
Did
on
they?
this.
Because look, they have driveway entrance disturbed and significant.
what is that site approved for? Because I see they're leasing portions of that building.
No,
Is
yeah,
it-
well, that building, the building was approved for, and we've had that discussion with them already, it's approved for storage of the
Landscape
equipment for
equipment.
the, Boston,
Outdoor living.
outdoors, and then, whatever else. Now they're trying to get approval for something else, subdivide the building.
Yeah,
To get approval for something else, that will require them coming
okay,
here.
okay.
For
Right.
site
Just-
plan
Oh.
That's what I
I thought they were
thought.
splitting
because
that property.
I did see that they wanted to lease part of that building and I kind of looked at it and went,
Well, there's a sign outside.
Yeah, I think they have to come ask us. but-
Different parking, different, right? Like,
Right.
The
what is it?
first
Okay.
thing was
Okay.
indoor baseball.
Yeah, that's a use modification for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yes, they will,
They will
for
have to do that.
anything but storage of their
Of
equipment.
landscaping equipment.
They'll have to be back here.
Gotcha.
And we could go back to them and say, we want a full set of plans and we'll review it, or we could just take this as,
Well, I tell you, when the time comes, yes.
for that piece of it.
Yeah,
But I mean,
we'll
even
do
for
that.
this, we could say we want a full set of plans.
Hold their feet to the fire on that.
Yeah, I wish we could find them for like doing changes without getting the right approvals.
I know. Well, if
Yeah.
you done it
Income
for,
source.
yeah.
Sometimes things happen
It
that
doesn't fine them. Just say, don't do that, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, that means nothing. Money is what
Yep.
makes people behave, you know.
some of this looks like it was forced on them from Mass DOT.
Yeah, but they're engineers. They know how it works.
Yeah.
Do we have a new set of plans from Outdoor Living?
No, not yet.
GEI requested that they prepare a package to capture all these mods, and they say that it has been noted on the plans, it has been noted,
Oh, yeah.
but you haven't seen such a plan,
Sure.
set of
We'll
plans?
say it's approved once we receive a copy of new
Yeah,
plan.
Yep.
maybe that's
And it's
yeah,
approved
that's
by
good.
Graves Engineering.
Are these changes big enough to warrant that though? I mean, if you look at what they are, they're just, they changed the
Well,
slope
if
a
he's
little
asking
bit.
for an updated set of plans, if our
Yeah,
engineer
yeah.
is, then we should.
So
Is
say
he-
it's
Is it
contingent on
pursuant paragraph? He says
the,
that GEI requested,
yeah, the
plan.
field change we requested on, based on,
Okay.
they received a modified
Yeah,
plan
all right.
and approved that plan.
so
And the
maybe,
field change will not be
Okay, so
approved
these,
until that happens.
okay, so these three modifications here, or these three are not part of the changes that, I guess I'm a little confused.
not on the
I think
original.
Graves wants to
Okay.
make sure that,
This is after.
Okay.
it was
Okay.
done properly and they don't have a set of updated plans. They kind of been doing
Okay.
whatever they want.
So we can table this until we get those, that updated set of plans.
Or do
or
that too.
contingent.
They will take a vote once
But
we,
does Graves have to review that final set also?
what's that?
Does Graves have to review it after the fact? Like when they send their final set, does he still have to review it? Or does it kind of, do they just update it and drop one off? Like,
No, well, I mean,
May, this is-
in this case, I think they're getting it now.
They were going by old.
So we have a
see that
record
water,
of what
hydraulics.
Might have already
is
been
right
done.
now.
'Cause he says that this is based on our follow-up back in May.
Yeah. So
And then he says like, a note has been added, a note has been added, so,
That's what I was,
yeah.
Well,
Looks
we
like
get
it's
a
already
record.
been-
we get, I mean, we put on December 15th, it's not really matter, a couple of weeks, but that we,
Or just, I
we
just like,
verified that.
we just want a final copy for records. But
Yeah.
we just want to make
Yeah.
sure it's the right copy.
and I like your idea, we could just approve this contingent on getting a revised set of
Yeah.
documents that
Right.
document GEI's November 10th memo. So contingent on revised set of plans that includes from GEI's
Yeah,
November
it
10th,
would-
yeah. If that, that would be a good motion.
it says
Yeah.
they prepared a package at GEI's request to capture all the site plan modifications made to date. And these are the reviews of those site plan modifications, so those have already been submitted, we've got those plans somewhere. Was that,
Yeah,
was
then
that
why-
what, Jason was here about a couple of weeks ago, was,
Yeah,
he did come in with Boston, to discuss some of this stuff. I do remember some of this stuff, there
At
was
a
a slow
meeting?
change.
But
yes.
did we get those plans? Like,
I think he displayed them here when he was here.
yeah, well, we don't have a copy.
And I think he did display them, and he talked about these changes, and this is just Graves' final
So we just need a final copy on record, and
Yeah.
that's it. And
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
And if we have one and we find out, then,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
everything's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Approval contingent on,
I make a motion that we approve contingent on the final set of plans being, whether found or provided.
yeah.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Motion and a second, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Thank you.
I have one issue. It's not solar related. I got a text from someone. It's happened twice. It's in an industrial park, so it's probably an allowed use, but they're advertising tractor trailer storage, which you can almost expect because we have Amazon. So it doesn't have to come before us. Or
Is it in
It's
our
in-
industrial park?
it's in our industrial park. They're advertising, I think it's Glickman, and then another one called and said there's a ton of cars parked in there, which is happening kind of out in Rochdale, like brand new fleets. And I said, well, it's the industrial park, it's probably allowed.
Yeah.
Nothing's come before us, so I don't know,
Is there
call
a-
Kurt.
Is there a
Where is
building
it?
on the property? What's on the property?
Where is
Not,
it?
it's, nothing.
Just
It's
a
just,
lot.
it's a vacant section of property and they're leasing space.
Where is this?
The industrial park on 20?
Dan probably.
Yeah, Dan Prouty. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Um,
Now, you said the first reason
I think
why
it was, yeah, it was
concerned.
Well,
Cavago, Glickman Cavago.
That's zoning enforcement, basically.
Right, that's what I told him to call Kurt,
Right,
that
right. Or
I
have
didn't,
Kurt.
okay.
That's not.
Where is
planning
that?
board.
On the-
So I
where
just
on the
wondered.
plan is that?
The industrial park is out on Route 20 towards Oxford,
The look
Young
is
ones
at-
don't know it's
where the
there.
mulch.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Oh,
It's
okay.
nice.
Water, what's the pipe
Oh, yeah.
retrofitting
I forgot the name.
It's by the
of it.
cow tunnel, right by
Did you
the old
say
Charlton
park
landscape.
for 10
by
cars?
the old child landscape?
No, there's a lot of cars, like 100.
Excellent. Zoning enforcement.
Okay.
Yeah, it
All
is
right,
a
just-
zoning.
that's what I
issue,
thought.
but-
in case they didn't call zoning, can we just say something to Kurt? Will you just
Right,
say something to
right.
him? You
And then it actually came up at a conservation meeting too. So they
If-
saw it.
sometimes we're not-
She
we don't
saw it.
communicate.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
this
saw
is
it by
probably
accident.
They cleared a huge area, and they have,
Oh, that's another one.
So, no.
Where's that?
Because they didn't. If you clear more than a certain percent, you
Yeah,
have to
well,
get
that's like-
permits.
the Conservation Commission's been involved with this.
Yes, and
Neptys
they
permits,
didn't know, and
yeah.
she worked.
It's walked away
That's
from
something
20
else.
because Dan probably didn't think that anybody would see it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
Nobody
yeah.
knows it's a dead end industrial park.
That over there? Are they clear?
They still got
I
this
couldn't.
under
I couldn't tell
conservation.
where. I
It's
thought
not
that was a
really
different
ours,
one.
but-
But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
one of these.
It's- do you
has
think
like
Kurt
100 cars
knows
in it.
about
So
it?
it's- This is
Kurt
a
definitely
renewal.
knows
So maybe
about
that's
it.
it.
Yeah.
Does he know about the rental car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
Kurt is
Good.
And
it's
I,
on
you
his.
know, whether I agree with it or
drive-by
disagree
list.
with it, you know,
Thank you.
Yeah, it was
There's
funny
nothing
because
wrong with
Rose said, "Well, I was
DCT
over
right or
there and I
wrong,
happened
you
to
can
see
go
this."
with
I was like,
the zoning
Good girl.
officer's decision.
I don't think I've ever driven up there. I'm gonna have that.
"We went
Honestly, I
up
don't
there
think
once.
I've ever driven up there.
There's a hill, and
So
you
we're
can
not-
watch the
so-
fireworks
so-
from Bay Path."
so they're
Oh,
allowed
there's
to
the,
do that?
is that the
Huh?
other
So
lot?
they're allowed to do that?
Oh, that certainly
I
looks like it.
question whether
That
they're
looks like
allowed to
wood.
do that.
If it's an empty lot, it has
it
no
is.
existing
But it's on,
use, so.
Oh, in situ form.
That's-
So if I have
Yes,
some
it's
land and I
hard
wanna,
to
and I
use.
wanna
Yeah.
let people
But it was
park
kind of funny when you
park
come
their trailer
across
trucks on it, I can do that
haven't
because I'm, okay.
I-
I'd love to earn some extra money.
I know, in the, not in residential.
Yes,
There was
Mary,
just
you
a
haven't had
big
anybody-
uproar in Yarmouth about that the other day.
Oh, really?
You're allowed to parking your boat in your driveway. You're allowed to park
Do
it
we get,
behind the
do we
front of the
get
house,
tax money from
and
that?
only
We
between.
can't get, we can't earn
It's
anything,
like
we
campers
can't
and-
earn any tax money or anything from them?
Well, I'm spending
That's it.
I've always parked
Because I just
my
wanna
boat
make sure
there.
that we get any
What's
tax
the point of
revenue.
doing it?
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I mean, if there's no, like, who owns it?
Are you in Yarmouth?
She says Spanish, but
Hey, like I said, I'm talking every penny we can collect and every penny we can save. This-
Notify
this is-
Kathleen,
Every unregistered car.
assessor.
Yeah,
Only
right.
allowed
That's right.
one or two in your yard, but
How
if you
many-
have,
how
if
many
you have
do you have?
unregistered,
Maybe
that's
we should call the IRS and see if they.
excise.
Excellent. All right. Anything else? Any
I'm
other
going to
business?
tax all the selectmen in 1 second.
Is there anything else on the agenda?
How can you
I
guys
think
not
we
collect
covered
it?
them.
That's it.
Okay, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.